Hi, and welcome to Death Valley here in Valdosta, Georgia, where the Valdosta State University Blazers began conference play taking on the Reddies of Henderson State. I'm Keith Fuller alongside Brown Dowdy, and here in Death Valley, folks, both teams, Henderson State and Valdosta State, are very excited about opening their conference play.
All right, Keith, I think it's going to be a great matchup this time. I think both coaches are extremely wonderful. We have VSU's Mike Kelly, who is in his third season here as the Blazer boss. Unfortunately, though, he fell to a record of 12-12 with last week's loss. Henderson State's coach is Patrick Nix. He is in his first season here, and he is the youngest coach in Division II at age 27, where he came from Auburn.
Well, yes, at Henderson State, the folks are very excited about Coach Patrick Nix and his staff there that he put together, and they very much feel that he can bring this team back to a winning tradition here. Over the past couple of seasons, Henderson State has fallen badly. Last year they finished the season with 1 win, 8 losses, and the season before I think they finished this record with 2 wins and 9 losses. So Patrick Nix really has a job ahead of him, and the people here at Henderson State really feel that he can get it accomplished.
Well, I'm about ready to get this game underway. We got 9 minutes till kickoff, and I had a chance to talk to some of the Henderson State players before the game started, and we came up with they asked them about the weather conditions, and they were telling me about the same in Arkansas as far as humidity and everything, so it shouldn't affect them that much, and I know it's not going to affect our players because they are definitely used to it. I also had a chance to talk to them about field conditions. Some of the Henderson State players were not too happy with it, but I think we're both going to be able to do a good job.
I guess you can consider that as a home field advantage for the Valdosta State University Blazers, as they're pretty much used to it right now. They've been playing here for several years, so it won't affect them. And, the Valdosta State team, they're really excited. They're looking to bounce back after a defeat on last weekend. They played the Fort Valley State Tigers, and they were pretty much – they dominated the game, as far as stats show, but they came up with a loss, and that's something that they have to rebound from. The team is pretty much young, but Coach Kelly feels that if they turn down some of those, mistakes that young teams make, in particular the penalties, they will be very well. They'll be a very much improved team, and they will have no problems in defeating this Henderson State team.
Yeah, I noticed with the last game with Albany State, the penalties just seem to be way out there. I mean, there were so many penalties left and right. If we can keep those down, I think it's going to be, a very easy win for us.
That's important, for either team, regardless of what division you're in, high school, college, professional level, you have to cut down on the mistakes such as penalties. And for the most part, the Blazers, when they've been penalized, folks, they've had 26 penalties for 260 yards. That's the average of 10 yards per penalty, and it's pretty tough to win with that kind of penalties against you. So we're looking for a very successful game here today as the Henderson State Reddies, take on the Valdosta State Blazers here at Death Valley.
Trees are terrific!
You need a tree to climb, that's where squirrels spend their time.
Oh, it's practically a climb when someone damages a tree.
When you think about a tree, it's as plain as it can be.
To some it's just a tree, but it's a home to me.
Trees, Harley's Arbor Day Foundation spreads the word across the nation about trees.
Trees are terrific!
Save a place for me. Save a space for me. In your
Every year, the United Negro College Fund helps thousands of students go to college.
save a place for me.
But for everyone we help, there's one we can't. Please support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Welcome back here to Death Valley as the starting lineups for the Blazer offense are being introduced right now at this time. And you can see down on the field, Brian, they are very excited about this game as we aforementioned. And the Blazers have the Henderson State Reddies have won the toss and they have deferred, and so I think they want to get an early picture of what this Blazer offense is just going to be like.
I think they're definitely going to be in for a surprise. I know Coach Kelly's got his act together, and he's going to be packing it with a punch this time.
I mean, the Blazers want the offense that they run is a spread offense, and they utilize quite a bit of receivers and backs as well. The Blazers run a three wide receiver set, and they pretty much use about 6 wide receivers and 4 running backs. And from those 4 running backs, they get a different style of running from each back.
How do you feel the Blazer defense is going to be during this game?
Well, I think, with the defense that our Blazers run, the 4-3 pressure defense, they will definitely keep up the excellent play that they have been playing so far this season. The Black Swarm has really performed well. It's just for the most part we've had some letdowns on offense, which is the area where most of our penalties have come against us. So I think they'll continue, to play aggressive, and they'll do great things. I really look for the Blazers to play very well here in this conference opener against Henderson State.
Like we said earlier about with the penalties, I mean, that's one thing that we definitely got to try to keep down as the penalties, like little things like face mask and holding. I mean, that's something that can be controlled very easy by the players. And I'm sure Coach Kelly has definitely addressed that situation, because if you get so many of those, I mean, that can win or lose a game with, that many penalties, no matter how good you play.
Exactly. And another thing here, we mentioned the mistakes that the Blazers have made. Well, the Blazer offense will be taking the field first. And one thing that Henderson State did not do very well, they played only one game this season, but in that game they gave up 269 yards rushing to Ouachita State University, and that's something that the Blazer coaches, they definitely have focused on. The team, OSU, only attempted to throw the ball twice. They completed 2 passes for 9 yards, but they defeated these Henderson State Reddies 34-14 on the ground. As we're ready here for opening kickoff, Henderson State kicks it deep, and the ball is out of bounds. Unfortunately, the return man for the Blazers touched the ball, and it will be spotted at the 11-yard line. So the Blazers will start deep in their own territory. I really look for the Blazer offense to attack immediately. They've seen very little footage from this Henderson State defense, but I think that they're going to play their own game and attack. That's the form of offense that they like to use, and I look for the Blazers to do simply that: attack this defense, see how ready they are.
All right.
And they draw them off sides immediately.
All right, that's going to be one of the first penalties against the game against Henderson State Reddies. It's going to be for offsides by the defense. There's number 58.
We're having a debate there. The Blazers are thinking that it's offside,
Shelton
but we'll
Brown.
see. As the referees debate the call, it is false start on the Blazer offense, folks. Not offsides. It is false starts on the Blazer offense. Oh, and we also get a offsides call. So we'll just replay first down all over again, folks.
Okay.
Penalties offset, and we line first down back up again. Nathan Cronic under the center, takes the snap, and he hands off to Christopher Williams, and he drives forward for a little gain. In fact, Christopher may lose a yard on that play.
That's one thing we got to watch out for on offense, is make sure the center is not moving the ball before the snap, because that can draw the other team off sides, and that will wind up in a penalty for the Blazers.
That's a nice read on that play by the Henderson State linebacker, number 25, Anthony Williams. 2nd down and 10 for the Blazers. As Cronic reads over the defense. And he fakes, an excellent fake by Cronic. He rolls out. Oh. It goes out to Shante Dismuke, but unfortunately he drops the pass. I must say that the play was executed very well by the offensive linemen and the receivers in running the routes. It's just Shante couldn't hang on to the ball on that play.
I know. We got to get these receivers to make sure they stick to the ball.
That's one thing the Blazers have to capitalize on. You don't want to get in 3rd down and long. Down and distance is very important here. So the Blazers have to capitalize early in the drives. You don't want to go 3rd down and 10 every time. And that's what we have here as the Blazers come to the line. Cronic audibles at the line. And he hands off to Crisper once again. He bounces outside. Christopher out at the 20, and he's taken down at the 22-yard line. He'll be short of the first down as it's 4th down for the Blazers and a punting unit comes on.
Okay, he was tackled by linebacker Anthony Smith, number 25.
I must say this is an area that the Blazers have performed very well in the punting game. Ken Barnett, who is also the backup quarterback, has averaged 40 yards per kick this season, so he's doing a very good job at punting the ball. This punt is kind of wobbly, and it doesn't get a nice Blazer bounce. And the Henderson State Reddies will take over at their own 45-yard line. We have an injured player down on the field, number 8 for the Valdosta State Blazers, Mendez Hollis. Folks, he is really in some pain. We have an official's timeout. And this is something, Brian, that the Blazers really don't need starting out this early in the game. We have a couple of players already out to injury, some out for the season, and Mendez Hollis is a very important aspect to the Blazer defense, and we really don't need to lose him.
No, we don't. I mean, injuries, especially this, I mean, not only just in the game, but this early in the season, it was definitely going to be detrimental to the Blazers.
Hopefully it won't be anything major. We see it seems as if it's his knee right now. The sports med crew is working with him, and that's the area they're working on. His knee is.
VSU Athletic Department salutes its 1999-2000 Blazer corporate club members.
And
Roadway Express, America's
fortunately for the Blazers, Mendez is a backup, but he also does play a very important role. He's a backup to Demiki Williams at the corner spot, and Demiki is a very excellent cover man, and right now he's been playing excellent ball, but he's also been rotating a whole lot with Mendez Hollis, and Mendez has been getting great playing time. And so this really, it won't be crucial to the Blazers, but it's definitely, something that we don't need to have is another loss.
Definitely. I wonder if part of the injury, I don't know how hard the practice has been going with the Blazers. I haven't been paying attention or going to these practices. But I know back when I used to play, practices just could, tear on you a lot. And I'm hoping that, these injuries aren't related to anything, having full contact practices.
Right. Well, I have had a chance to view a couple of the Blazer practices, and pretty much on Tuesday and Wednesday is when they go at it full pads. Thursday and Friday are days that they do practice, but they practice shorts and helmet shoulder pads, and they don't go as full contact on those days. So I don't think it'd be too much something that they had to deal with the practice. But however, whatever it was, it seems to be something that's very serious because Mendez has yet to regain. It takes him up to his feet. He's sat up and everything, but he's in a great deal of pain, folks. He has not got up off the ground yet. And I know this will bring a great deal of concern to the coaching staff at Valdosta State as we see Mendez Hollis hop up.
All right, yeah, he is up now, and it looks like they're going to be helping him off the field. Let's give him a round of applause.
Unfortunately, we see that Mendez is putting nothing on that left knee. Hopefully, it'll be something very mild, not a serious injury that would allow him to return. But we really hope Mendez is all right and hopes that he's available for participation in later in this game. And the Blazer defense is out on the field. 1st and 10 at the 45 for the Henderson State Reddies. The Henderson State offense is sort of a wide open offense too. They run one back sets, and at times they run two back sets, as we see they're in now. They come to the line in the shotgun with 3 receivers. And he draws out the cadence. Doesn't fool the Blazers though, but immediately he runs up on an option. He pitches out to number 9, and the Blazers make an excellent play. Excellent read by the Blazers.
All right, he's going to be tackled by Richie Cochran, linebacker for the Blazers.
And assisting him on that tackle was Tavius Carter. That was a great read by the Blazer defense.
right, we got 13 minutes on the clock.
And a loss of 3 yards on that play. 2nd down and 13 for Henderson State. Shotgun formation. The ball is snapped. He drops back. And once again, another great read by the Blazers. Number 46, Mike Williams, drills the runner. And the Blazer defense is definitely ready for this Henderson State offense.
All right, it's now 3rd down.
And this is just what the Blazer defense wants to see, 3rd and long, as they continue to play very aggressive. This black swarm defense is out and swarming, folks. This is just what the defensive coaching staff for the Blazers wants to see. Seems to be a little confusion on the Henderson State offense, but they have gathered themselves in their set. As quarterback Kendall Nelson rolls to the right, and the pass goes right through the hands of K.C. Hampton, wide receiver from Melrose, Florida. So the Blazers come out very well on that first defensive drive, and they hold the Henderson State Reddies to 3 plays and out.
Well, that's the way this game needs to be played. I mean, if you can shut them down quick at the with the defense, give your offensive chance to get right back out there is a good thing.
And the Blazers set up for the punt. The snap is off, and he drills it. And Eric Dog is back. He catches the ball at the 21-yard line. Eric fakes one man out. He goes upfield. Eric's at the 40. Eric's at the 50. Eric has one man to beat, and he pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line, folks. Excellent return by Eric Doggett. Eric is a great player out in the open field. He's used some at the receiver position as well, and there you see, Mike, that he shows those excellent abilities that he has. And the Blazer offense is back out on the field, and we see Daniel Carter back in at the fullback position. 1st down and 10 from the 40. He hands off to Daniel Carter, and Daniel pushes up through the hole, and he's down at the 38-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play.
He was tackled by number 25, Anthony Smith, by Henderson State.
The Henderson State Reddies don't want to give up too much on the run, but I think the Blazers will continue to push the ball at them because they've seen, that they have been very submissive to the running game, giving up 269 yards on last week. Crane looks over the defense, and he hands off to Christopher Williams. Christopher Williams is tripped up, and folks, we have a late hit on number 99 defensive lineman Valentin Agilica. He just comes in after Christopher is down and drills him, folks.
Yeah, it looks like it may be hurt. He's definitely down. I mean, that was a late hit. He'd already dropped the ball. Ball was out of his hands, and, I mean, he just creamed him right there.
Yeah, that's one I don't understand, and I'm sure the Henderson State coaching staff will be very upset about, as well as the Valdosta State coaching staff, because Christopher is a very important player to the offense, and to see him go down, on a play that, is just unnecessary at all is really upsetting and frustrating for a coaching staff. But right now we have 11:03 remaining in the first quarter. The score is tied at 0. Valdosta State and Henderson State.
Make plans now to attend Homecoming Weekend 1999 at Valdosta State University, October 15th and 16th. On Friday, tee off at Stone Creek Golf Club for the Homecoming Golf Tournament, followed by the annual Alumni Association meeting at the Valdosta Country Club. Saturday, have coffee at the President's Home and join VSU's 5 colleges for the Alumni Tailgate Party just prior to VSU's Southern Arkansas football. Saturday night, it's Sinbad in concert. Please call today.
Welcome back here to Death Valley Stadium. And, folks, we have another very crucial injury for the Blazers. Mike Christopher is still down. The 5'11" junior from Winterville, Georgia, was hit on received a late hit from one of the Henderson State defenders. And this is, with just 3 minutes, 57 seconds gone by in the first quarter, the Blazers have 2 very key players that have gone down to injury.
Well, at least they've got Mike sitting up right about now. That's always a good sign. At least they're not bringing out a stretcher or anything. I hate to see these injuries keep on happening like this, though.
Right. We do need, our players. They are very important to this team. It's not that the guy meant to do it, but at the same time, you know, it happened, and the Blazers have to have their players to win. You know, it's simple. Any team just can't afford to keep losing key players and continue to be successful. So the Blazers, hopefully Christopher Williams will be able to shake that off also and come back in on the play. Excuse me, Mike Christopher. And after the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Blazers at the 24-yard line as they continue to drive on this Henderson State defense. Ryan, I don't know about you, but I think that might provide a little more spark for this, Valdosta State offense, seeing their player go down, on some
definitely.
cheap shot like that. Crank drop back, and the ball is just out of the hands of number 81, Reggie Mosley.
Pass intended for number 81, Reggie Mosley.
We see that Nathan Cronick, he has played in all 3 games this season, and Nathan prior to this year hasn't had very much playing time, much less starting time. So he's still developing as a quarterback. I think he's pretty much familiar with the offense, but it takes a amount of time for him to come in and get just comfortable and just execute to the best of his ability. So he's playing very well, and he's going to continue to improve. And the Blazers are real satisfied as we see number 39 bust up the middle, dragging the tacklers down to the 7-yard line. Marcus Ray, the junior from Valdosta, Georgia, makes an excellent run.
Stop by number 2, Brandon Sims.
And there we see the Blazers continue to run the ball against this Henderson State defense.
That was definitely a great gain. That's something we needed very much at this point in time.
I think this is just continue to build the confidence of this team. I'm sure the Blazers didn't mention a lot to the players, but they were made aware of the fact that Henderson State gave up 269 yards and just continue to run the ball is very positive. As we see Marcus Ray gets the ball once again, he's down at the 2-yard line.
Marcus Ray, the ball carrier for Valdosta State.
Tackle made by number 58 for the Reddies, Shaitan Brown. See some substitutions on the play as fullback number 42 for the Blazers, C.J. Johnson, comes in, and we haven't seen C.J. too much this season because he's been down with injury, but we come in and we see that power formation as the Blazers look to drive it in, and folks, they fumbled the ball. Crucial mistake for the Valdosta State Blazers as they're down at the 2-yard line and turn it over. Once again, number 99, Valentini Gillica for the for the Reddies is in on the play, and he recovers the fumble. And folks, this is something that the Valdosta State Blazers just cannot afford to do.
No, definitely not. I mean, when you get that close and drop the ball, I mean, I don't know if it was stripped or not, but I mean, that's just poor ball handling. You've got to be able to tuck that ball in there and keep it in, especially when you're going up the middle like that.
From what we can see, you can see he just never gained possession of that football, and maybe some miscommunication or whatever. But however, the Raiders recover the ball, and it's theirs down at the 2-yard line. Shotgun formation, 1-back set, and they have to call a timeout. Quarterback Derry Ganty comes up and calls a timeout for the Reddies.
VSU Athletic Department salutes its 1999-2000
And
corporate club members.
from Cleveland Field with the score 0-0, we'll be right back after these messages.
Hi there, this is Tommy Thomas, head coach of the Valdosta State University Blazer baseball team. I hope you'll make plans now to join me for the trip of a lifetime. It's the VSU Alumni Association's Cruise with Tommy. We'll be aboard the Carnival Fun Ship Tropical, sailing from Tampa, Florida to Key West in Mexico. The dates are December 7 through 11 in the year 2000.
For more information on the Cruise with Tommy, please call VSU Alumni Relations 1-800-464-3638.
I hope to see you on board.
And welcome back. We pick up with the 1st and 10 for the Reddies at the Blazers at their own 2-yard line. Pressure's put on Kendall Nelson by Antonio Speed, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Eric Anderson.
Incomplete pass intended for Eric Anderson.
I think the Blazers continue to show that their determination as you continue to see them swarm all over this field, getting pressure on the quarterback, making nice tackles. The Blazers are really determined to win this football game.
The defense have definitely got their act together.
And the Reddies face 2nd and 10 from the 2-yard line. And he hands off to number 8. And he is leveled by Antonio Speed, folks. He is leveled. Antonio Speed drills number 8, Thurman Galbert. That Valdosta State defense is just all over this run. And as you can see, they're very enthused down on the field as they bring up another 3rd and 10 situation for the Henderson State Reddies. Blazer defense coordinator has to be very well pleased with the performance thus far. However, we have a minimal mistake as we don't have the right personnel on the field and the defense is forced to call a timeout. And we'll return.
VSU Athletic Department salutes its 1999-2000 Blazer Corporate Club members. First Federal Savings and Loan, Bosch Holtz, Buick GMC.
Okay, the Blazers, unfortunately, like I say, they didn't have the right personnel out on the field. And, Brian, that's one of those minimal mistakes that could be costly.
Definitely. I mean, whenever you get in such a rush, you don't get that many men out on the field, or you just don't have when you don't have everybody out there when they need to be, I mean, that's just a penalty. Or, I mean, when you have to use a timeout like that, and I mean, that's either going to draw a penalty or have to force to use one of your timeouts, which is something we may need later.
Right. I mean, we're still very early in this game. We have 9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. And just to blow a timeout on something like that is, we hope that it doesn't come back to hurt us. There we see the Valdosta State University blend as they're very motivated as well with the way that defense is playing. 3rd and 10. Blazers showing blitz. They come with the pressure. Great read by number 26 for the Blazer defense, Derek Braxton, as the pass was intended for number 6, Casey Hampton. So once again, Brian, the Blazers hold and the Reddies will be punting from deep in their own territory.
Like I said, the Blazers defense is hot right now. As long as we can get our offense motivated and get the same enthusiasm that our defense is putting in right now, this will be a great game.
The punter for the Reddies will have to be very careful to make sure that he doesn't step out on the end line. He's lined up right there, at the end line of the field, and stepping out or stepping on that line will be a safety. And I think the Blazers will take any punts that they can get as number 49 comes in, rushes the play, and the punt is blocked. Tony Barnes blocks the punt, and the Blazers score a touchdown, folks. Shante Dismuke recovers the fumble, recovers the block punt, and the Blazers score. Very excellent play by the Valdosta State special teams.
I don't think the Reddies knew what hit him right there. I mean, they were just not expecting our defense to get in there like that.
That shows the very, very importance of that defensive stand. They held them down in their own territory despite turning over the ball. They held them very deep, and the punter was not allowed the normal room that he has to punt the ball, and therefore the Blazers had less room to cover and rushing the punt. And I think that was very, very, very well executed on the special teams.
We've got Andy Bishop up now for the extra point.
It's up, and it is no good. No good, folks. Have the Blazers take the lead 6-0 with 8:57 remaining in the first quarter.
Now, if we can get a few good breaks like what just happened there, this will get the rest of the team motivated. And if you can just get those few little things, get that team motivated, it's going to be all downhill from there.
Something that the Blazers have to improve on, and I know the coaches are, excited about the way the team's played, but so far the Blazers have not made an extra point this season. And, I don't care what league you play in, your coaches always stress extra points. That is the most important point in the world. And here we are, the 3rd game of the season, and still have not converted one extra point. That's something that the Blazers have to improve on.
Extra points can make or break a game. I know Andy Bishop is trying, but I wonder if, the coaches have even considered about maybe, trying to shoot in there for 2, run around the outside, or a quick dump pass. Just go for 2 points.
It just seems, I don't know, our kicking game has just been snake bit. We cannot get one through those goalposts. But here, the Blazers are set to kick off. And we'll see if Andy Bishop can pin them deep in their own territory once again. Nice kick taken. Oh, all the Reddies just run by the football. Folks, it's a battle down there, and the Reddies do recover. Number 6 for the Reddies. Number 6, Casey Hampton breaks loose, and he's out across the 21-yard line.
There's a flag on the play.
Tony Barnes comes up and makes the tackle.
Waiting to see what the call is on the flag.
And it is against the Reddies, illegal block.
Against Henderson State.
So I'm sure the Blazers will take that, pinning the Henderson State deeper in their own territory. There you can see the ball is loose, and the Blazers scramble for it. Hampton comes up with the ball, but
right there, it looked like number 26 was the one who was called on with the illegal use of hands.
And the referees were right on top of that, immediately getting the flag in. Great call by the officiating crew. So Henderson State once again, folks, is pinned deep in their own territory, starting at the 11-yard line. I'm sure their coaching staff is not too happy with the field position that they have at this point. He hands off to number 26. He tries to turn around the corner. He's tackled at the 11-yard line. A host of Blazers in on to make the tackle. Leading the play was number 26 for the Blazers, Derek Braxton, along with Antonio Speed. That was great pursuit by the Blazer defense right there on that play.
Yeah, they're reading these plays great. I mean, they're right on top of things. They know where it's going at all times.
That running back on that particular play, he may have ran for, I say, 10 to 15 yards, but once again, it's still 2nd and 10. So that's just excellent job of the defense stretching the play out.
We got 9 minutes left on the clock.
Kendall Nelson's dropped back, and he's feeling some pressure, folks. The Blazer defense is all over him, and he is sacked. He is sacked. Number 32, Reggie Cockrum, the great linebacker for the Blazers, comes in and makes a tremendous sack. Folks, he shows excellent athletic ability, and this Blazer defense is really swarming, Brian.
Sheldon Grant was definitely under pressure. I mean, he was deep back in their end zone right now, and I mean, he was going crazy back there. There's nothing he could do but just get out of that end zone to save grace for a touchback.
No, Reggie Cockrum, a sophomore linebacker here at Valdosta State, has been playing excellent this season. The opening game of the season, he was chosen GSC Defensive Player of the Week for his tremendous performance against the Albany State Blazers. But, folks, the Blazer defense is not at all fooled. Henderson State tried to pull one over on us, Brian, running a cute quarterback draw, and the Blazers were not at all fooled. Bo Barzalauskas, the great defensive lineman for the Blazers, coming in and making an excellent stop.
Blazer defense has just been shutting down Henderson State's offense right and left.
And once again, we see the punter for the Reddies pinned back deep in his own end zone. And this time he was fortunate enough to get the ball off. Doggett takes the ball at the 47-yard line. He fakes one defender. And he is brought down at the 46-yard line. Number 96 for the Reddies, Tyrone Wilson.
We also got a flag on the play, too.
We'll see if that one is against us. That was a punt return, and we'll see if maybe that's an illegal block in the back also.
One thing the Blazers need to work on is with these kickoff returns. Did you see how Doggett, when he ran back, when he was making forward progress, he saw his man, he starts backpedaling and try to cut around him? It's one thing you can't do. I mean, when you backpedal, because you never know, that guy could be coming from your right side. When you backpedal, you're losing yardage. Just got to keep that forward momentum at all times.
That's very important. Coaches stress that so many times, but unfortunately the Blazers didn't act in that way, and they'll be facing 1st down and 10 from their own 44-yard line. And we have an official's timeout on the field. I think down on the field we're having some problem with the chain crew. I don't know if the chains have been split or whatever, but I see the referees over with the chain crew because one of the links came loose, and we have to have those chains out on the field, Brian.
Looks like they got their act together now with the chains.
This is something that we very seldom see the game stop because of some minor malfunction with the chains, but I'm sure they'll get it together out on the field, and we'll be right back with play.
H&S Supply Company, Comfort Inn Conference Center, and the Langdale Company. Sport game.
Valdosta State University, Georgia's regional partner, is the cultural crossroads of South Georgia. Whether it's the Valdosta Symphony Orchestra, the VSU Art Gallery, or musical theater on Jekyll Island, university programs provide numerous opportunities for you to enjoy the arts. The College of the Arts annually provides hundreds of artistic experiences on campus and throughout the region, building momentum for the millennium. The arts at VSU.
Chronic rolls out once again to his left. He fires, and it right through the hands of Eric Doggett. Nice throw by Chronic on that play, just a little bit behind Doggett. Although the ball still should have been caught, we have to have those. But I think Doggett, you know, his confidence is building. He's executing very well. He's getting much heat on his throws. He's not just lobbing the ball out there. He's drilling the ball in, making excellent reads, and I think he's just going to continue to improve as the game goes along.
Definitely. One thing the players need to definitely make sure they watch the ball all the way in, to their hands, and also watch it as it's tucked in. Because as soon as you take your eye off the ball, you lose that hand-eye coordination.
Right. Even the Jerry Rices of the world, they have that happen. Unfortunately, we see Chronic that time just overthrow the pass there, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Blazers.
It's thrown way over Doggett's head.
Exactly, and this is a situation, that we don't want to see ourselves in. 3rd down and 10, folks, and the Blazers really need to capitalize, with down and distance. You don't want to come up in 3rd down and 10 because that allows the defense, to do more things, be more aggressive upon you because they pretty much, figure that, hey, they have to pass the ball against us. But the Blazers, we really do have to capitalize on 1st and 2nd downs, And he hands off straight up the middle to number 31.
Greg Cooper.
Cooper picks up a gain of about 3 or 4 yards, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 6 for the Blazers.
Got 6 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter.
Barnett will be coming out, and the Blazers will be punting the ball to Henderson State. Seems to be some confusion out on the field once again, folks. This is something that you just cannot have. This is the 3rd game of the season for the Blazers, and confusion in these situations is just very unnecessary. It's uncalled for. You got to be wise. And we have an official's timeout on the field.
Well, let's hope that number 10 for the Blazers, Ken Barnett, let's hope he can get it deep in their territory. That's one thing, and we need every field advantage we can get.
As we see that confusion cause, Valdosta had players running in on and off the field, and it costs them a delay of game penalty right there, and that just frustrates the coaches, folks. Delay of game in a punt situation is, in any situation, just uncalled for, and the Blazers, pin themselves deeper, 5 yards deeper, as Barnett gets off a nice, beautiful punt.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful punt. We get excellent coverage.
And we got another flag on the play.
Folks, we get another flag on the play. We'll see what this one is. As number 7, Eric Anderson is brought down at the 12-yard line. But we'll see if the ball remains there as we have flags down on the field.
So far, this has been another high penalty game. This is, these penalties have just got to cut back dramatically.
The teams just have to become more disciplined in these situations. You just hurt yourself. Fortunately, that penalty was against the Reddies of Henderson State, and they made a quarterback change, bringing in Jim Rozar, a 6'2", 205 senior from Crawfordville, Florida. We'll see if he can lead these Reddies out of this deep field position that they're pinned in. As they go to an I-back set. 1st and 10. Blazers, the Raiders from the 6-yard line. Rozar drops back, looks down the field, and fires, but we have excellent coverage by number 37, Demiki Williams. Excellent coverage by Demiki on that play. He was not fooled at all on that route.
He was definitely all over him. Like I said before, the defense for Blazers they're on right now. They are definitely in the zone.
To say that they are swarming is an understatement. They're just playing excellent defense this game. Rozar drops back in the shotgun on the 2nd down and 10 set. And the Blazers come up. Williams blitzes on the play. And number 21 for the Blazers, Von Clark, comes up and makes a nice open field tackle.
Got 5 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter.
Rozar completes the Chris Cobb's for a 7-yard gain.
Clark made the stop for the Blazers.
We'll see if the Blazers can once again hold the Reddies down deep in their own territory as the ball is on the 12-yard line. 3rd down and 4. 3 receivers set for the Reddies. Rosar, folks, the Reddies have a busted play. The quarterback, he took the snap, but number 93 was not fooled at all as Sean Sanders, the nose guard, makes an excellent play, bringing up 4th down for the Reddies. Brian, the guys just continue to play excellent defense.
I am more than pleased with the Blazer defense. I mean, they have just been executing all their defense great. Now, as long as we can get our offense in just the same as the defense, we'll be good to go.
I mean, we're seeing excellent fundamental tackles, open field tackles. They're reading the defense perfectly, and they apply pressure, but the kick is off. And a fair catch call by number 80, Elliot Burks. I think Elliot, wanted to forget, hey, I made a fair catch call, and he tried to take off, but the officials were not at all fooled as the Blazers will take over at the 49-yard line.
Catch made by Elliot Burks.
Well, let's hope this Blazer offense settles down a little bit and gets a little bit better control of the ball. Gonna make sure Chronic starts connecting with these passes.
Right, you just have to get the timing down. That's very important.
Going back in I formation.
And Chronic hands off to number 5, Mike Christopher.
Mike Christopher, the ball carrier.
And Christopher picks up 4 yards on the play.
This could be down by number 10, Brian Oliver.
James Ashby made the stop for the Reddies.
It seems that the Blazers are very determined to run this football. The Blazers are, they shoot after a balanced attack. They want to pass the ball just as many times as they run it. But here, they're running the ball very hard, and I think they're being more successful right now with the running game than with the pass.
As long as you can keep it a guessing game, as long as the opposing team's defense doesn't know what you're going to do as far as pass or running the ball.
We have Chronic rolling out, and he looks down the field, and an excellent catch, folks, excellent catch by number 81, Reggie Mosley. Chronic shows a great job of keeping his poise. He doesn't, a lot of quarterbacks in that situation would just take it up and run it up the field without finding a receiver immediately, but Chronic maintains his poise and looks down the field finding Mosley for a 1st down.
He was tackled by Jeff Browning for Henderson State. That's also another great thing by Mosley. As long as, when receivers are willing to risk it and go up in the air for that ball, that's a lot of things receivers are scared to do is go up, because when you go up for that ball, I mean, you're just leaving yourself very vulnerable and you can get nailed.
Well, I think he showed excellent athletic ability on that play. He got up very much. Unfortunately, the Blazers hand off to Mike Christopher, and the Reddy defense read that all the way. Number 40, Sedrick McGee, 6'1", 235 freshman for the Reddies, made the stop on the play.
Anthony Smith and Sedrick McGee made the stop for Henderson.
We're definitely doing a lot better on the passing on this series. Chronic seems to be connecting with his receivers this time.
That was a nice play by McGee. In fact, the Blazers lost a yard on that play, bringing up 2nd down and 11. As Chronic looks over the defense before he goes up on the center.
Back in I formation.
Chronic autos at the line. And unfortunately, folks, Chronic that's something he has to be aware of. We have a delay of game penalty once again. I know Chronic's a young quarterback, but 3 games behind his belt, your coaches, that's another thing they don't expect. You have to be aware of how much time is left on the clock, how much time you have to run the play.
Sometimes whenever that happens, when all your guys aren't set to where they're supposed to be, the quarterback needs to know, sometimes you just got to take the bite and go ahead and snap the ball.
Exactly.
I mean, if you have to go down right there, go down, but I mean, it's better than the penalty.
Right. That comes off a whole lot better than a penalty. And there you see Coach Mike Kelly. He's really not too happy about this as the team looks at 2nd down and 16 now. And Chronic rolls out once again, stays in the pocket, and he finds number 5, Mike Christopher.
Like I said before, Christopher just did what we were talking about on the kickoff return. He saw his man, he tries backpedaling to get around him. That's one thing you definitely cannot do. Always got to have that forward progress.
That was a minimal gain on that play as number 25, Anthony Smith, came up and made the tackle. And the Blazers only gained 3 yards as they face a 3rd down and 13 now.
Because just to try to go around that player, he came back a yard or two just trying to go around him.
Big play here for the Blazers. Chronic hands off, and he finds Christopher is off, folks. He's at the 20. Has nice blocks, and he's down to the 15-yard line.
Mike Christopher, the ball carrier.
He started by number 4, Charles Simmons.
By number 4, Charles Simmons.
Well, after that run, it looks like Mike Christopher has definitely recovered very well from his previous injury earlier.
Right. That was an excellent run, folks. There you see Chronic hand off to him, and he just reads his block very well. He gets a nice block there and just beats the defender around the corner, picking up excellent large yardage for the Blazers. 1st and 10 on the 16. Once again, Christopher gets the ball, and this time, folks, that Reddy defense was ready for the play. Number 3, Carlos Bellamy, the linebacker for the Reddies, just was not fooled at that time. Christopher tried to beat him around the end, but he said, hey, I'm right there with you, and he makes a great open field tackle.
Definitely. Also, I mean, same thing, he tried to go back out again, running backwards. I mean, got to keep that forward momentum every time. Got 4 seconds left here in the 1st quarter.
And that's the end of the 1st quarter. And after 1, the Blazers have a 6-0 lead. We'll be back to to Death Valley, the home of the Blazers, right after this.
1999-2000 athletic department sponsors.
Everyone has their own idea of a hero.
Magic Johnson. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mr. Neil.
My hero, Gloria Stefan.
Martin Luther King. Mr. Hope.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes. They've given them hope. They've given them choices. They've changed their lives.
Well, the children are the heroes.
The most fulfilling thing is watching a child succeed.
I just like to help them make their dreams come true.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. If you want to make an impact on our future, call 1-800-45-TEACH.
Mr. Wilkins.
Mrs. Eisenhower.
Mr. Adler.
Be a teacher. Be a hero.
Hi, I'm Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Eileen Collins. It was a great thrill for me to be the first woman to pilot the space shuttle. But without a high school diploma, I would have never made it into space. Graduating from Elmira Free Academy prepared me for college and a career in the Air Force. And education can mean spectacular opportunities for you, too. So stay in school, graduate, and maybe I'll see you in the United States Air Force.
Here we're back here at Death Valley Stadium as the Blazers continue to drive the ball. They're down in the red zone. 2nd and 12 for the Blazers. Chronic hands off to Williams, and once again, the Reddy defense is all over that play. Number 25, Anthony Smith, makes an excellent read, and he stops Christopher for a great loss on that play.
He was tackled by number 3, Carlos Bellamy.
Loss of 6 on the play. Now they face 3rd and 18. And Ryan, I think, hopefully they'll gain this 1st down, but Coach Kelly might have 2-down territory right here, going for it on 4th, considering the way that the kicking game has been for the Blazers. However, Christopher drills the ball to Carlos Hope, and the Reddy defense makes an excellent read. That was perfect timing by number 4, Charles Sammons. And folks, that you just can't play it any better than that. He just drills the ball right out of the hands of Carlos Hope.
He was ready and waiting for him.
Excellent read by the defense.
That is Valdosta's coach, Mike Kelly.
And he sends Andy Bishop on to attempt a field goal. And this may be somewhat surprising to some, considering the way that the extra point game has been for the Blazers this season. Barney gets a snap, puts it down. The kick is up. And the kick is good,
It is
folks.
good.
This is good. That surprises a great number of Blazer fans here. You see the fans up on their feet. Coach Kelly has to be very surprised with that. I mean, we missed the extra points, but he comes down and kicks a great field goal right there.
That was amazing. That was a lot of yardage that he had right there by Ken Barnett.
I think that'll really do something for his confidence right there.
Definitely. That is the first field goal made this season, isn't it?
All right, 35-yarder. So the Blazers take a 9-0 lead here early in the second quarter as they prepare to kick off to the Henderson State Reddies. I think the Blazer fans have been very pleased to this point overall with the performance of the team. Offense has, made a couple of costly errors, but the defense has played very well, and they haven't given up anything to the Reddies. And so overall, I think the fans are very pleased with the performance of the Blazers at this moment.
Definitely, I've heard a very good crowd participation out here.
Nice kick, as taken at the 8 by number 26. And he is out, folks. He is making an excellent return. He stopped by number 2. The ball is loose. A great strip. Folks, number 25, Ryan Rackley, strips the ball. And we'll see. They haven't determined who has possession of it right now. But that was an excellent play by number 25. Unfortunately, the Reddies recover. But, folks, that was a very smart play by number 25, Ryan Rackley. He saw that the rest of the teammates had the runner held up, and he went in looking to strip the ball out, and he did an excellent job there, Brian. That's a very smart play by Rackley on that.
Definitely. The ball went flying on that one. He was definitely doing his job. Defense is ready.
Very much so. And we see the Reddies come back out on offense. The Reddies struggled in the opener offense, and they look to improve here as they made another change at quarterback. Kendall Nelson has been put back in, replacing Jimbo Rosar. And he fakes the ball. Marcellus comes around. Marcellus making an excellent pursuit. Great read by the Blazer defense. Number 90, Marcellus Lyles, makes an excellent read. Folks, this defense is just fired up. The Black Swarm is swarming harder than ever.
Marcellus had the Reddies on the run on that play.
That was an excellent play by Marcellus. He showed great speed then as he came from the opposite end of the field, making a great read. Tavius Carter also assisted him on the tackle. Loss of 6 yards on the play, bringing up second down and 16 from the 28-yard line. And we have another change at quarterback. Rosar comes in, and in the shotgun, he takes the snap. He drops back, and Speed gets an excellent, oh, folks, that is a great defensive play. Marcellus Lyles picks the ball off and returns it to the 12-yard line for the Blazers. Excellent read by Antonio Speed, forcing the interception. As the quarterback, Rosar dropped back. Antonio Speed made a great play on him, and he forced him to throw off his back foot, leaving plenty of air on the ball, and Marcellus making a great read, ran up, intercepted the pass, and returned it down to the 12-yard line. Folks, that is great defensive play.
Coach Kelly has got to be pleased with his Blazer defense right now. I mean, they are just hot. Marcellus made that excellent catch.
Fortunately for the Reddies, number 9, Sheldon Grant, made a tackle that probably saved the touchdown. As the Blazers line up inside the 20 at the 12-yard line, looking to score once again. Carlos Hope comes across the line in motion. And he hands off, Chronic hands off to Marcus Ray as he gets a nice gain on first down.
He was tackled by number 3, Carlos Bellamy, for the Henderson State University.
We're still early here in the game with 12 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. But something that you have to kind of wonder and start thinking about right now, the Blazers have had the ball, and when they've had it, they ran the ball very well. I'm sure time of possession is greatly in the favor of Valdosta State right now. You kind of wonder that might affect the play of the Reddies defense in the second half. C.J. Johnson gets the ball, and he's immediately met by a host of met by a host of Henderson State Reddies.
He's going to be stopped very short on that play.
Right, I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Anthony Smith and Tyrone Wilson on the stop for Henderson State.
Anthony Smith on the tackle for Henderson State.
Cronic gets the call from Coach Mike Kelly, you know, as many of you know now, is the offensive coordinator this season as well as the head coach. 3rd down and 5 for the Blazers. Winston Williams motions. Defense comes up. Folks, he finds Williams, makes a tremendous catch, and he is in for the touchdown, folks. He is in for the touchdown. Great catch by Winston Williams.
He bobbled the ball a little bit on that one, but he was able to pull it into himself and go in there for the touchdown. Caught the very outside corner of the end zone.
That shows great concentration there by Winston Williams. You know, there you see Cronic rolling out, and he hits him. Ball hits him there in his hands. He goes on, he juggles, and he gains possession, crossing over, and folks, once you get inside that pylon, that's it. All the ball has to do is cross the pylon. They say he didn't get in, but the ball crossed the line. As there we see the hold down, the kick is up, and the Blazers take a 16-0 lead here in the first half. Great play by Valdosta State thus far in the game.
Bishop is good. 11 minutes, 31 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Valdosta State 16, Henderson State 0.
Seemed like that last field goal definitely got his confidence up.
Yes.
That touchdown was amazing. I mean, on the instant replay, you watched how you could see his helmet as he looked back, and he was following the ball all the way in. He started to bobble it, and then he caught the ball, and instead of looking for that end zone, he was concentrating on the ball. And when you follow that ball, I mean, actually look down and follow it all the way into your arms. I mean, that's how you get good ball control.
That is a great play by the receiver. You know, that's just great fundamentals there by Winston Williams on that play.
I think Coach Kelly's probably a lot happier with his offense right about now.
Oh, yes, much definitely happier with them right now. Andy Bishop set the kickoff once again to the Reddies. And, folks, the Reddies struggled in their opener. They managed only 177 total yards of offense. And you got to wonder, you know, they're really struggling right now. They're not even on pace to gain 177 yards. As there you see the return man, number 26, bobble the ball. And he's met at the 10-yard line, folks. Excellent coverage by the Blazer kickoff team.
Elliott Burks on the tackle, number 80.
Something that really has to be rattling head coach Patrick Nix is every time his team has gotten the ball, they have been inside their 20. Every single time.
They have been shut down every time by our Blazer defense.
The Blazer defense is just swarming against them. They're getting extra coverage, excellent coverage on the kickoffs. And, you know, this is something that this coach has to have. First-year head coach Patrick Nix really frustrated right now. Rosar still in that quarterback. He puts the ball up in the air, and he overthrows his intended receiver, number 80, Chris Cobbs.
Ball was not even close on that play.
I mean, he you know, overthrew it by about 10 yards there.
Looked like he got in trouble back there and just pretty much chunked it to get it out of the end zone.
But we have to say the cornerback then, Anthony Beatles, was in excellent coverage. He was right with him, stride for stride, and that's man-to-man coverage. That's I mean, you can't play it any better than that.
Henderson State's offense has got to be getting frustrated with the defense of the Blazers.
2nd and 10 at the 10-yard line, at the 12, excuse me. And Rosar fakes the handoff, and he's pressured. The Blazer defense comes up. Unfortunately, Rosar is able to get the ball out to C.J. Lofton. That was a nice play by Rosar, maintaining his poise, even despite the tremendous pressure that the Blazer defense was putting on him.
He was almost tackled by Anthony Speed, almost right there on the 1-yard line.
However, Tony Barnes does come in and limit the gain that Eric Anderson does get. 3rd down and 6. Big play once again for the Reddy offense and the Blazer black swarming defense. As the motion of the defense has Rosar confused, he comes up and audibles, folks. That defense is really causing some problems for them. He rolls out. Oh, folks, excellent read. Excellent read by Von Clark. Folks, you cannot play it any better than this. Von Clark is a preseason GSC first team, and you know, he is a, you know, he shows right there why he was chosen preseason. As you see him make a tremendous read, you know, he had more communication with the quarterback than the receiver did.
I'm glad to see the pass interrupted, but you still got to watch that ball. You know, he might have had that and gone into for the touchdown.
Hey, that could have been another 6 points for the Blazers, but however, they do hold, and the Reddies will be punting. Number 80 deep for the Blazers, Elliott Burks. And he picks the ball up at the 47-yard line, but is immediately met by number 66, Jason Hare, for the Reddies. So very minimal return then, but however, the Blazers still have excellent field position once again. And that's something that they have to be satisfied with. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Burks would have liked to gain, you know, made that a greater return than what it was. But, hey, overall, hey, the Blazers have the ball just inside the 47-yard line, and, you know, great field position for them.
One thing that's to our advantage, just looks like Henderson State's kicker just can't get the ball down there like he should be doing. He's having trouble with this game.
I know the Blazers hopes he continues to have trouble, as first down and 10 from the 47. And Chronic fakes the handoff, but number 58 gets out. However, Chronic does drop the ball off to number 31, and he's brought down at the 38-yard line.
Tackled by Anthony Smith, number 25 from Henderson State.
That was a nice tackle by Anthony Smith, but Greg Cooper does, you know, he stays concentrated. As you see, you know, the pressure come, and he's right there. You know, he has his eyes on the ball. He makes the catch, turns the ball upfield, and gets a nice gain on first down for the Blazers. Second down and 3. And Chronic hands off to Cooper once again, straight up the middle. And he is very close to a first down, folks. We'll see.
Greg Cooper, the ball carrier.
And it is a first down. Carlos Bellamy makes the stop, but once again, the Blazers keep driving the ball as they pick up another first down.
Looks like now the Blazer offense is starting to come around very well.
Right, we're seeing very much balance in the offense. You know, the Blazers, the Reddy defense can't point out as to whether they're going to throw the ball or run the ball on first down. They're really having a great mix. I think Coach Kelly is calling a great variety of plays right here. As Chronic drop backs and fires the ball out to number 4, Eric Doggett, and the ball is once again right through his hands.
Well, it looks like both sides of the offensive line are definitely starting to execute now. We were having trouble with that earlier. Now if we can just connect with the ball, we'll be in good shape.
Yes, Chronic is getting excellent pass protection. Unfortunately, Doggett wasn't able to make the catch, and that's the second pass that Doggett has dropped. So he has to, you know, gather himself. I'm sure Doggett is a great receiver, and I'm sure, you know, he won't have too many of those drop passes in this game. Second down and 10, and Chronic hands off to number 5, Mike Christopher, and he explodes up the field down to the 22-yard line, folks. Once again, they drill the ball right down the gut of the Reddies offense. And free safety, number 2, Brandon Sims, comes up and makes the tackle, but not after a first down is picked up by the Blazers, and the offense continues to just swarm now. There you see Mike Christopher run very aggressively, as he was not at all intimidated by the free safety coming up to make the play. Blazers have the ball on the 22-yard line. And Chronic hands off to Christopher once again, and he right up the gut, folks. The Blazers are really running this ball very hard. Number 58, Shayton Brown and Carlos Bellamy combined on the tackle. But once again, the Blazers run the ball right at them, and Brian, the Blazers are, you know, they are really executing right now very well.
Keith, they're making great progress up the field. Looks like the Henderson State defense is having a little bit of trouble stopping them.
Hey, and I'm pretty sure that they'll continue to, you know, to give them these variety of plays, keep them off balance, and just execute to the best of their abilities. They will see them continue to run the ball as number 31, Greg Cooper, the fullback for the Blazers, takes the ball right up for a minimal gain of about 2 yards.
Tripped over James Ashby, number 90.
Valentina Jellica and Henry Burnell on the stop for Henderson State.
The Blazers are also, as we mentioned, you know, coming into the game, getting a variety of, getting a use out of a number of players. We see that they're switching out the receivers, you know, in and out every play. We're getting 4 backs that have run the ball for the Blazers. So they're really, you know, keeping fresh legs in the game.
Ooh.
Not good for the Blazers there as Brandon Sims comes in on a blitz. The free safety from Commerce, Texas, just comes in and makes an excellent read that play, sacking number 15, Chronic. He was just all over that play. He was untouched, and he comes in and makes a nice sack for the Reddy defense.
He just slipped right through the offensive line.
I don't even think the Blazer offensive line saw him on that play. I mean, he just came right in, and, hey, that was a nice read by the free safety. Might see a few more of those safety blitzes from the Reddies if they can, work that well for them. Chronic drops the ball off to Christopher out in the flats, and Christopher makes a great run, getting inside the 10-yard line, and he's brought down at the 8.
He's brought down by number 4, Charles Simmons for Henderson State.
Number 84, Geronis Boyd, the linebacker for the Reddies, also joins in on the tackle. Great execution that time. They run the ball. You see the Blazers run the ball right up the gut 3 times. Then they go out in the flats and take advantage of Mike Christopher's ability to make tacklers miss. And I think that's very important. In the variety of play callings that the Blazers have been making in this game. They are really utilizing the talent that they have here tonight. Chronic drops back, and he finds number 3, Carlos Hope, for a touchdown. Great read by Nathan Chronic. We have an excellent route there by the receiver, Carlos Hope. And, folks, that is an excellent, excellent play. Just executed so well right there in his hands. Brian, can you execute any better than that?
You can't. I mean, they knew what they were doing. They knew where it was going. Everything worked, like a well-oiled machine.
And you got to realize that you don't see a smile on his face, but Coach Kelly is one happy man as number 27, Andy Bishop, comes in and pushed the extra point in. And the Blazers are now up 23-0 with 6:45 left in the first half.
I'm happy to see these extra points being executed. I mean, he's making them right and left now. I think that one just gave him that confidence and pushed him over the edge.
Hey, it's very important. Now that he made that field goal, he's came in and made the extra points, and I think the Blazers are just very confident all around. The Blazers are 6-2 in their last few conference openers, and the ones that they played at home anyway. And it looks like they're well on their way to their 7th victory. However, we can assume we still have almost 7 minutes left in the first half, but they are executing to the best of their ability. I don't think we've seen the Blazers play this well in their 2 previous games this season.
Well, as long as they can keep up the good work, I think we're going to bring this one home for a victory.
And we're set for the kickoff. Unfortunately, that ball goes out of bounds, and the Blazers will bring the Reddies will bring the ball out to the 35-yard line. The Blazers have just played so well, and I just think it's important. This is the opener for them, in the conference, and I think starting the conference out with a nice performance like this, executing very well, it's shown that the team has matured in the previous 2 weeks, and maybe that loss last week, did something for them, made them regain their focus. As we see the Reddies open up here at the 35-yard line, and folks, they've gone to another quarterback. Brian Oliver, a 6'2", 195 freshman from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has come in at the quarterback position. And he hands off to number 9, but Mike Williams, number 46 for the Blazers, blast him. Sheldon Grant, the tailback, was not given breathing room. As soon as he was handed that ball, Mike Williams was right there waiting on him.
Oh, he was definitely all over him.
Tackle was made by number 46, Michael Williams. Number 10, Brian Oliver.
Kind of wonder, does that Reddy offensive line that you get a look at, do they have any answers for this Blazer offense? Because the blitzes that we have came with, everything has just been so successful against them. The stunts, it's just all work. And the drop back, he goes deep downfield, and the pass is incomplete. Brian Oliver looks to complete the pass to number 6, but once again, that secondary has excellent coverage as number 19, Anthony Beatles, is right there with him once again.
It appeared like he didn't even have time to turn around and even look for the pass.
Hey, he just excellent execution once again. That defense, I mean, Beatles showed great man-to-man coverage then. Oliver gets to play and brings it into the the Reddies offense. Seems to be some confusion there, but he settles down. The Blazers showing a blitz. Number 49, Tony Barnes steps in. And, folks, a great read. Number 45, Mike Fowler, a 5'10 freshman from Poulon, Georgia, comes in and makes an excellent tackle.
Mike Fowler made the stop for the Blazers.
Looked like he he ran right into the back of his own player, Philip Powell, number 34 for Henderson.
And, you know, Brian, some of these big plays that have been made by this Blazer defense, I mean, Antonio Speed, of course, has made some excellent plays, but a lot of the other guys making these great plays for the Blazers. There on that play, you know, he was a freshman, Cochran, he's a sophomore, and these guys have been playing excellent for the Blazers. So I think that shows, you know, although there's a lot of time left in the remainder of this season, that the Blazers have some promising seasons in front of them. Another short kick right there, but Doggett picks it up at his 29-yard line. He's got some room, folks. He got a wall set up. Doggett at the 30. Doggett crosses 30 at the 25. Doggett leaps over a tackle, and Doggett is brought down at the 18-yard line, folks.
That was an excellent run by Doggett.
You don't get a better wall than that in college football. You see there that two of the defenders were just drilled on that play by excellent blocks. You know that number 84, Jeronius Boyd, and I think it was number 26 on that play, were just drilled, and one of the players is still down. As Doggett, you know, Doggett picks up the ball, he runs around. There's an excellent block right there. Look at the wall just set up. You have the blockers in front of him. That's a perfect wall right there, well executed by the Blazers. As Doggett cuts back in and gains as many yards as possible, they're leaping over a would-be tackler. Doggett shows great athletic ability there as Silas Robinson just didn't have what it took to bring him down.
We got a Henderson State player down right now on the field.
Visit your friendly and healthy ABC at 1530.
You know, Keith, one thing that Doggett and Mike Christopher both have the ability to do is when they're running the ball, they've got a great ability to sit there and move around, move their shoulders, and try to juke their opponent. And that's one thing, you know, it can be taught, but it's more of like a natural ability just to be able to do that. Looks like the Henderson State player is up now.
Yes, number 66, Jason Hare, he's up on that play, and you know, pretty much I think what happened then is he just got the wind blown out of him because the Blazers came down there swarming. It was an excellent block made on him, and I think he just, you know, lost his wind there for a couple of seconds, but he's back up and walking off the field under his own power. So great execution there once again, you know, on special teams by the Blazers.
Going back to what I was saying earlier about Doggett and Christopher, you'll see them when they're running the ball. They're moving their shoulders all around, and a lot of players will be fooled, and they'll watch the shoulders trying to guess which way they're going to run. And you can't do that because you can turn your shoulders one way and run the other. You got to watch the belt line.
That's right, exactly. 1st and 10 from the 17. Chronic drops back, looks around the middle of the field, and once again,
touchdown.
Once again, count it, folks. 6 more points for the Blazer offense as Chronic finds number 3, Carlos Hope again. Folks, this senior from McClenny, Florida, he's putting on an excellent show tonight. You know, there you see Chronic dropping back, and look at him, focus, steps up in the pocket, fires the ball in. Excellent play, split the defenders, and Chronic stays focused, making the catch.
Carlos Hope just followed that ball all the way in. That was a great catch.
And the kick is up.
It appears to be good.
So, folks, we have a 30-0 Blazer lead here at Death Valley with 4:52 left in the first half. That's no mistake. The Blazers are up 30-0. And somebody mention the you know, that the Reddies, you know, have a weak team. You know, they might not be ready for a team like the Blazers. But despite that fact, I think that you just have to give credit to the Blazers for executing on offense, on defense, on special teams. They have executed very well from all aspects on tonight, and you just don't get 30 points, you know, just because of your opponent. You have to execute to get those points, and I think the Blazers have done an excellent job of executing on tonight.
You know, I was a little worried earlier. You know, they were looking a little rough around the edges, kind of rocky. You know, some of the left side of the line wasn't executing the plays right. And now that it seems they've got the act together, I mean, beautifully. I guess it may have just been, you know, first of the game jitters or something. I'm not sure, but they've definitely got their act together. And the kick is up.
Number 26 takes it at the 5-yard line. And he is brought down. Excellent open field tackle by number 48, J.T. Fuller. So this time the Reddy offense, they do get a little breathing room as the ball is spotted at the 22-yard line. Brian Oliver comes in to lead the Reddies on this drive as they look to get some points. And they have to put some points on the board. You know, you can't win without scoring.
They need to put some points on the board in this first half if they plan on doing anything.
They hand off to number 9, and he is brought down by number 46, Mike Williams. Sheldon Grant tries to turn the corner, but Mike Williams just says no as he limits the game. Pick up a 4 yards on the play.
Blazer defense is just being a wall right there in front of Henderson State.
You see Mike Williams, he just follows this guy. He said, no, the Blazers he's just staying focused. He follows him, and hey, great open field tackle once again, folks. That is fundamentally sound. Locking the guy up, and you know, he's not fooled by the head shakes and the jitters. He just locks onto him and hey, says, you're not going anywhere. They drop back and we see a draw here. But once again, the Blazers will get out there, and he is stopped at the 30-yard line. Excellent read by the Blazer defense. You know, that was a game tackle there, and that's something that you like to see.
Even with that quarterback draw, the Blazer defense still was not fooled. They followed it. They followed it and executed everything perfectly on that play.
Number 56, Vic Miller gets in and limits the gain that Anthony Wright gets on that second down. So the Reddies face a 3rd down and 3, and there seems to be some confusion, folks. You have the offensive line turn around asking questions to the quarterback in this situation, and that seems, you know, kind of strange.
Henderson State going with a single back.
That quarterback is so confused.
He's having to call a timeout.
Brian Oliver has to call a timeout as the Blazer defense, you know, they change their looks, and you know, he just totally puzzled right now, and the Reddies have to take a timeout as they trail the Blazers 30-0 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Valdosta State University, in service to its students.
The professors here at Valdosta State University really give us a lot of hands-on experience.
Professors are easy to understand and they're enthusiastic about teaching.
They really help the students.
They do everything they can to make sure that you get the education you need.
They always bent over backwards to help me out.
Providing a premier educational experience, Valdosta State University is Georgia's regional partner.
Welcome back to Death Valley here as the Valdosta State Blazers lead 30-0 over the Henderson State Reddies. And Brian, you have to figure that the Henderson State has to be ready to put some points on the board as speed blitzes on the play, but however, number 10, Brian Oliver, gets the pass off and is caught by the Henderson State receiver, Eric Anderson.
You know, it seems like Henderson State's having some of the same trouble Blazers were having earlier in the game with being confused on lineups and things like that.
You know, something that I've picked up on, and I'm sure you have too, is that the Henderson State Reddies are running a no-huddle offense right now. They have 4 receivers in this particular set, and I think they're trying to get the Blazers off balance somewhat, but that's not been too successful. I have to admit they moved the ball a little further as number 23, Anthony Wright, takes off and takes the ball down into Blazer territory. He's brought down at the 48-yard line by number 93, Sean Sanders.
Let's see if they're going to go with the no-huddle offense again. That's one thing offenses, when they get in trouble, they always try to do that to rattle the defense and break them down.
Right. That was, you know, a nice run there. He gets a couple of good blocks on the play, picking up 7 yards. And it's picking up 9 yards. It's 2nd down and 1. A high snap. He bobbles the ball out to number 9, but the Blazers are not at all fooled, folks. They are right there on top of it. Number 96 for the Blazers, Craig Hodge, the nose guard, a 6'2", 285 freshman, is right there in on the play. That was a breakdown for the Reddies right there. That's something that they definitely didn't need in this particular situation, as they're starting to try to gain some confidence and move the ball. But there you see that high snap, kind of just ruins the whole play, and the Blazers get in and just make a tremendous stop.
That's one of the dangers of going with the no-huddle offense. I mean, things get offset very easily that way.
Right, and that's something that we just witnessed. They remain in that particular situation, and he fires number 6. Shamonte Dean is off and he's running, folks. He splits the quarterback. Oh, and he trips up, folks. Shamonte trips up at the 5-yard line.
That was an excellent interception by number 6.
Excellent. I mean, Shamonte Dean makes an excellent read right there, and it seems that he was the intended receiver. Brian Oliver he drops back, and as you see there, do you see Reddy, the receiver? I mean, Shamonte Dean is the only one within 10, 15 yards of that play.
I didn't see a receiver over there. I mean, like you said, it looked like he was the intended receiver on that play.
And unfortunately, he just trips over his own feet right there, But I think the Blazers will be happy with that. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Almost like he saw the goal line, and I think he got a little excited on that play.
A little bit too happy too quick.
Oh, yeah.
Chronic sets him down, and Chronic fumbles the football.
But those good skills. Even though he dropped the ball, he was fast enough to fall down on the ball and keep it in possession of the Blazers.
So now the Blazers are backed up to the 15-yard line.
A lot of your quarterbacks will try to pick the ball up and run with it on a fumble like that. And that's one thing, I mean, you got to make sure you fall on that ball every time.
I think that was very wise by him to do, as, like you say, fall right on the ball instead of try to make something happen. So the Blazers have the ball at the 15-yard line, and Chronic hands the ball off to number 39, Marcus Ray, but number 3, Carlos Bellamy, is right on top of that play, allowing nothing to happen.
Also, number 25, Anthony Smith for Henderson State was on the tackle.
Coach Kelly sends the play in to Nathan Chronic. And we'll see what the Blazers can do here as they have 3rd down and 13.
Let's hope they can punch this one in. Lining up in I formation.
Chronic rolls out, and he goes deep.
That's going to be incomplete.
And that's the end of the half here at Death Valley, the home of the Valdosta State Blazers, where the Valdosta State Blazers lead 30-0 at the halftime. And the Black Swarm defense has just totally dominated this game, along with the excellent execution of the offense of the Blazers. So right now, the Blazers are playing very well, and they have a very nice, comfortable 30-0 lead.
Do you know who I am? Am I a P or a D? A Q, perhaps? Or a B? I am dyslexia, and millions of kids struggle with me every time they read. Call now to help your child manage his learning disability. There's no reason to be held back.
Imagine yourself serving in today's Peace Corps.
I wanted adventure. I wanted to go out, learn about a new culture, learn a new language, and bring it back to the United States.
I joined the Peace Corps because I think Peace Corps as a development organization is one of the best in the world.
You're helping people, you're working in the community, and people really appreciate you so much for every little bitty thing that you do.
It's fun.
Make a difference. Join the Peace Corps. It's the toughest job you'll ever love.
Su papá se fue de casa esta mañana. Para siempre. Ella tendrá el doble de probabilidades de salir embarazada siendo niña. 37% más de probabilidades de usar drogas. Así usted no viva con sus hijos, su apoyo financiero y emocional les ofrecen mejores oportunidades. Ellos son sus hijos, sea su padre.
And welcome back here to Death Valley, where the Henderson State Reddies have been getting killed. You know, they're almost to their death. The Blazers have dominated the first half, leading 30-0. The Blazers have dominated in each statistical category, and unlike last weekend where we played Fort Valley and dominated in all statistical categories. We now, have the lead too. And last week we just ruled everything, but we were trailing on the scoreboard. This week we have all the stats. And we have the lead on the scoreboard. So I think that's very, very important this week.
Oh, definitely. Just to run over some of the stats, I mean, this has been a great game. As far as first downs, Valdosta's had 10 first downs compared to Henderson State's 1 first down at the half. Rushes for yardage, they've had 21 yards for 66. Henderson has 13 for 11, or negative 11. As far as also punt returns, we've had 5 punt returns for a total of 93 yards compared to Henderson State's 1 punt return for 1 yard.
Okay, and there's the kickoff opening up the second half. And the ball is taken at the 12-yard line by number 26 for the Reddies. And he is still running, folks. He gets a nice return out to the 38-yard line.
Number 26, Sam Blocker on the return.
Let's hope that the Blazers can definitely keep the heat up this half, the same as they did the first half.
One thing that the Blazers are they're playing very well. They're very confident right now. And one thing that they might want to watch out for is guarding against overconfidence. They don't want to just say, okay, we have it, and give up, because just as the way they put up 30 points on the board, Henderson State can come back and do the same. So they have to continue to play very aggressive, but at the same time play fundamentally sound. And Brian Oliver starts the half at quarterback for the Reddies, and he's incomplete on his first pass attempt. Pass intended for wide receiver Eric Anderson.
Pass intended for Eric Anderson.
Henderson State seems to be having trouble with their passing now. Go back to some of the stats. We've had, for passing yardage, Blazers have had 65 passing yardage, and Henderson State has had 25. One thing I'm happy to see, though, is so far we've cut down on the penalties. So far this game, we've had 3 penalties for a loss of 20 yards, and Henderson State has had 2 penalties for a loss of 20 yards also.
I think that's a great improvement. Folks, that is a great, excellent play by number 46, Mike Williams. However, I think there might be a slip-up on the play. He might have got a piece of the face mask.
There is a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
But, that was just an excellent play. Mike Williams made a great read. He showed tremendous speed right there, coming around the end.
Right there, yeah, it's going to be a face mask.
Face mask penalty against Valdosta State.
So the Blazers, early in the second half, do something that they don't want to do. They're trying to cut down on. They did a good job in the first half of cutting down on, and that's penalties. Fortunately, that was only a 5-yard because it was incidental. And the Reddies have the ball 2nd and 5 at the 47-yard line.
The face mask was by number 90, Marcellus Lyles.
Marcellus didn't too much agree with the call, but hey, that's the way it is. Bo Barcelowski get pressures on the quarterback. He sacks him. He's drilled, and the pass is incomplete. Defensive lineman Bo Barzelowskis does an excellent job. He shows athletic ability, folks, because you don't see a whole lot of defensive linemen get after the quarterback. He had his hands up. He never left the ground, and he continued to put pressure on him, taking him down.
The quarterback, Jimbo Rosar, almost looked like got a little hurt there. He was grabbing his back when he got up. But he had just had a tremendous amount of pressure on him, and just looked like he just chunked the ball just to get it away. Sometimes a lot of quarterbacks will do that, just throw the ball away. But you run the danger of interception doing that.
Exactly. And they continue with the no-huddle offense. 3 receiver set. Rosar takes a snap, drops back, and Speed comes in with plenty of speed. Folks, Antonio Speed, the senior from Valdosta, Georgia, comes in and explodes through the offensive line, taking Jimbo Rosar down to the ground, folks. Excellent defensive play by Antonio Speed.
Another great sack.
You know something, Brian, the coach for the Reddies is Patrick Nix. Patrick Nix was an excellent quarterback at Auburn University. He led their team to an undefeated season, followed by a season I think they went 8-4, which is very good in the SEC. And, he's lost his first game. And something we're seeing here in this game is a variation of quarterbacks. And it seems as if he's trying to establish, who his quarterback is and just hasn't found that yet.
Punt had excellent hang time there. Just didn't have the yardage, though. I'm sure Henderson State wanted. Also, I see another flag on the play. We'll see what it's going to turn up as.
Number 96, Tyrone Wilson, makes a tackle on Doggett. And the officials have not made a call as of yet, but it will be against the Blazers.
You know, Henderson State, I mean, with their punts, they're getting excellent hang time. That's just the distance is very short. I mean, it's not there at all.
So the Blazers, will start the second half down just outside their own 20-yard line. They're at the 22, and they will look to continue to pick up where they left off in the first half, executing to perfection.
One nice thing, and show how good our defense have been for the Blazers. As far as punts, we've only had to punt it twice since the last half, and Henderson State has had to punt 6 times.
There we see Mike Christopher explode up the line for a 9-yard gain. And this is early in the third quarter, but that might be showing a sign that, hey, these guys are really getting worn out. Sam Blocker does come in and make the tackle, but after a 9-yard gain was picked up, you see Mike Christopher there just explode through the middle and just, they're just punishing the Reddies defense. 2nd down and 2. And Chronic rolls out after faking the handoff, fires downfield, and he finds number 81, folks.
It's going to be Reggie Mosley. That was a great catch by Mosley.
Excellent catch. Everything was nice on that play. You see Chronic roll out. He sells the fake very well, and he just drills the ball right there into Mosley. And Mosley makes a great catch. And there you see him gain, 2 or 3 yards after the catch was made. So great execution once again by the Blazer offense. Chronic sets the Blazers offense down. He comes to the line. Extended cadence that time, but he hands the ball off to Christopher, and Christopher gets outside. He's at the 40. And number 5, Mike Christopher, is pushed out of bounds by Charles Sammons as he gets inside the Reddies territory.
Mike Christopher has definitely been a key player during this game. He's got a lot of yards rushing so far.
I mean, his performance has been, very good on tonight. Last week, the Christopher didn't play. He set out due to injury. But alone in the first half, he averaged 4 yards of carry as he gained 40 yards on 10 carries. So he's been playing very well in this game.
Yes, he has, definitely.
And Chronic takes the snap, fakes the hands off once again to Christopher, and he has plenty of time. He guides traffic. He's very close to the line of scrimmage, but he does get the pass off, and an excellent catch was made by Winston Williams, folks. But I do think Nathan Chronic crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there is a flag on the play. I'm afraid it is going to be past line of scrimmage.
Chronic got, a little over anxious on that play, and he had plenty of time, and he just came right up, and as the play occurred, you could kind of see it happening. Chronic just got a little bit too anxious there and crossed the line as he made the pass.
That was an excellent catch, though, for a touchdown, or what would have been a touchdown.
You don't want to take anything away from Chronic on that play, but that's something that he has to be aware of. With all the time that he had to throw the ball, there wasn't very much pressure there. He just has to stay poised and sit back in his zone, in his pocket, and make the throw from there. Because as you can see, it was wide open, not a lot of pressure from the Reddies. It was just a minimal mistake on his part. But hopefully he'll bounce back from that and put the ball back in the end zone again.
He had a huge pocket. He could have sat back in for at least a couple of seconds to wait to throw, but he did keep on running. But you do have to be impressed with the throw on the run like that.
Right. So now it's 2nd down and 14 for the Blazers, and he gives the ball to Daniel Carter. Daniel drives hard. He stopped at the 35-yard line. Daniel Carter is a 5'9", 184-pound sophomore from Marietta, Georgia, and he's been playing earlier this season a lot at the fullback position. A lot of people, kind of question, well, God, this guy's 5'9", 184 and is playing fullback, but he has been showing his athletic ability very much. The Blazers have been bringing him out of the backfield a lot, dropping the ball off to him in the flats and making use of his great athletic ability, and he's been a great benefit to the team. Chronic drops back and feels the pressure from the Reddies. He escapes the pressure, drops back, and folks, the ball is picked off by number 28, Jeff Browning. He's at the 40, he's at the 30. Mike Christopher pushes him out of bounds. No, he gets away from Mike. Folks, number 28, Jeff Browning, a 5'10", 200-pound senior from Camden, Arkansas, makes an excellent read, picking off Nathan Chronic and scoring the first touchdown of the game for the Henderson State Reddies.
I thought Mike Chronic was going to have him right there at the very end. Let's watch this replay.
Folks, you see a fundamental mistake. Watch this. Chronic rolls to right. He rolls to his left. And he throws back across his body. And, folks, that is a cardinal sin. You cannot do that. That took something off of his pass. The defender was right there. He had no one down the field, to defend him. And that was just another fundamental mistake there by Chronic. I mean, I'm sure the coach, when he goes to the line, the coach will talk to him, but you cannot roll, out, to your left and then come back to your right like that. That's just very, a very crucial mistake, and you see that it cost the Blazers 6 points on the play.
Well, when he does that, it's costing him very valuable time. I mean, that's a couple of seconds that he could have.
But hold on, folks. We see that the play, the return was made by number 28, Jeff Browning. Well, however, he was pushed out of bounds, and initially the play was ruled out of bounds. Although I thought it was initially it was ruled touchdown. Although I thought he was pushed out of bounds, and the officials conferred, and they do rule that he was pushed out at the 11-yard line. So instead of the score being 30-6 right now, it is 30-0, and the Reddies have the ball at the 11-yard line. First down and 10 for the Reddies.
He was pushed out by number 5, Mike Christopher, on that.
That was an excellent play by Christopher. The Blazer defense has kept this offense in check all night long, and we'll see if they can just hold them right here as they are down, inside their 20-yard line at the 11. Kendall Nelson comes in at the quarterback position, and this juggling of quarterbacks continues by head coach Patrick Nix. Shotgun formation with split backfield. And we have a quarterback draw, folks, but a great read once again by Mike Williams. He was not at all fooled. He kept his eyes on the quarterback, making a great read, and the senior from Lake City, Florida, makes an excellent tackle.
Marcellus Lyles also was involved in that tackle. Going back to the quarterback thrown across his body, that's one thing. I mean, it can distort your accuracy. And also, like I said before, it costs you valuable seconds when you got to turn around and switch to throw across your body like that.
All right, giving the defense that much more time to read. 1 yard gain on the play, and the ball is lobbed up. Excellent read. I know the Henderson State guys are complaining about a pass interference call, as Vaughn Clark was right there with number 6, Casey Hampton. But no flags on the play, and 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Henderson State Reddies.
Score still remains 30-0.
Nix talks to his quarterback on the sideline, and he needs to hurry up and get the play in. Delay a game. The clock isn't ticking, but the play clock is, and they don't have a whole lot of time left to get this play off.
Well, I think we're seeing a little bit tougher Henderson State on the second half. Nix must have gave him a good pep talk during halftime.
Play fake. Defense reads well, and everybody stays in their positions, make their sound fundamental plays. And number 9, Antonio Speed, along with number 46, Mike Williams, converge on the tackle, bringing down Kendall Nelson and limiting his gain to maybe a yard.
Nelson just got killed on that one. He got hit from every side.
There you see the defense. They just come in. He escapes one tackler. But right there, Marcellus Lyles gets a hand in on him. And Mike Williams, along with Speed, bringing down to the ground. And there you can see 6, 7 Blazers in the picture there surrounding the tackle and showing their great pursuit.
Looks like the kick is going to be good by Henderson State.
So with 9:40 left in the 3rd quarter, the Henderson State Raiders are finally on the board with the Blazers leading 30-3.
9 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
But, Brian, you got to feel good about that, if you're a Valdosta State coach, because, with the yardage given up there, you look back at that play made by Mike Christopher, that tackle pushing him out of bounds, that limits them. Instead of having a touchdown, they're held to 3 points as the defense goes in and plays very well once again.
Oh, definitely. I mean, 3 points, especially, at this point in the game, 3 points is not much at all to give up. Got 9:40 left on the clock.
And we have the Blazer, return team coming out on the field for only the second time. And the first time, of course, was, when the Reddies kicked off to start the game. So that lets you know that their defense has played very well. And we'll see what the kickoff return team can do right now.
Possibly something Henderson State might be considering as an onside kick, especially with being this long into the game in the second half. They've got to make up some points quickly. And onside kick might be the way to do it, but you risk the possibility of giving the Blazers great field position.
That's an excellent point. I think they might, also let the score, as we see they do kick the ball deep, they might somewhat consider the fact that, hey, smart play by Doggett.
It's going to be a flag on the play.
Now, let's see. I don't think Doggett touched the ball, but as the flag was thrown, the ball, okay, he didn't touch the ball. The ball will be brought out to the 35-yard line. So it's nice by Doggett to, be smart and just watch the ball go out of bounds, although he was very anxious to catch the ball and, do what he could do in the open field there.
First and 10 Henderson State. Correction, first and 10 Valdosta State.
So Cronic comes back out on the field and let's see if he can try to put that mistake that he made that behind him, especially since it didn't cost his team a touchdown, and try to get back on track and lead the Blazers back down the field for another score.
The flag was on Henderson State for illegal procedure.
Okay, Christopher breaks up the field, folks. Excellent run by Christopher on the play. He stopped at the 46-yard line.
They have definitely been using Mike Christopher's abilities during this game. I mean, they've turned him into a workhorse.
You see him make an excellent read right there. He's supposed to go outside the guard, but he stops and sees the pressure coming, goes straight up the gut, and makes an excellent gain on the play. And once again, Brandon Sims, free safety for the Henderson State Reddies, makes the tackle, and that's not good when your free safety or safety is leading your team in tackles. As there we see
he was brought down
Nathan Cronic hit number 22, Shante Dismuke, for a nice gain on the play.
He was brought down by number 2, Henderson State, Brandon Sims.
Brandon Sims made the stop for the Reddies.
I think, that was kind of a nice play call for the especially Nathan Cronic right there by the Blazer coaching staff. He just made a costly interception on the play. However, they held him to 3 points, and they come back out and let him throw the ball immediately. 2 plays out, and the second play he throws the ball. So I think that was very good for him. Okay, Mike Christopher goes outside. He's spreading down the field, folks. He's brought down at the 15-yard line.
Mike Christopher, the ball carrier.
Carlos Bellamy brings down the runner, but not after he makes a great gain down to the 15-yard line for the Blazers.
Going back to letting them pass, that's one thing. I'm glad to see Coach Kelly's doing, because that gives confidence in your quarterback. If you trust him enough to go back in there again and say, yeah, you messed up that one time, but it's okay. Let's go for it again. If you take him out and just say, all right, run the ball, he's going to lose his confidence, and if you go to try to pass again, it could work up in a disaster.
Okay, we have a timeout on the field, and we'll return as the Blazers lead here at Death Valley 30-3.
Valdosta State University, Georgia's regional partner, combining classroom and research opportunities, giving students the skills they need to achieve in a new millennium. From water purification research to archaeological excavations, Valdosta State students and professors work together in the laboratory and in the community. Hands-on learning, real-world research. Valdosta State University is Georgia's regional partner.
And welcome back as the Blazers look at a 1st down and 10 on the 15-yard line. The Blazers have put together an excellent drive here, moving the ball right down the field against this Reddy defense, and they ran the ball very well. Mike Christopher has come out and continued to run the ball very well for the Blazers.
We were just discussing during the break about what some of Cronic's problem is, and what we figured out is that he handles the ball right-handed but passes left-handed.
And the Blazers take the ball once again right up the middle of the field. As number 28, Travis Francis,
Number 28, Travis Francis, the ball
picks up
carrier.
about 4 yards on the play.
Carlos Bellamy.
Stop made by number 58, Chaton Brown. 2nd and 4 for the Blazers from the 9-yard line. C.J. Johnson at fullback and Francis at tailback. Winston Williams goes across the line, but for some reason, you know, that seems like a busted play. Chronic takes a snap, but he immediately just, you know, tries to go right up the gut. I didn't understand that play. I think that was a busted play by the Blazers.
What I saw from this point of view is that when he was coming back and going through the handoff, he ran into one of his own players. I didn't get to see who it was. Right there.
There you go. Yes.
It was going through.
Number 42, Johnson. He just missed timing on the, you know, right. I think they had the play mixed up as Chronic went to hand the ball off one way and CJ was going the other. But however, they do maintain possession and Chronic drops back to pass and the ball is incomplete. 4th down for the Blazers.
When you saw on that replay, of course, he had the ball in his right hand and was going, you know, I had the ball before he ran into number 42. Had the ball like he was going to do a right handoff from the right side. And once again, you know, like I was saying earlier, when you pass with your left, you know, you're swapping the ball around way too much like that. You know, you need to keep it in your same hand, but that, you know, just may not be how he operates.
And Andy Bishop comes into the game now to kick a field goal as his confidence has increased here in this game against the Reddies. He's 3 for 4, and that one's up, and it's good, folks. So I think Andy Bishop has found his touch as the Blazers take a 33-3 lead.
This has definitely been a new Andy Bishop during this game. I mean, he's completed so many kicks, it's been unreal.
Just under 7 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And the Blazers, you know, they continue to play well. They haven't given up, you know, any costly plays here in the 2nd half. I know we've only played half of this quarter here, but they have pretty much maintained their composure, playing very well, you know, making the fundamental tackles. They're still running the ball very well. And I think this is, you know, just a really nice outing by the Blazers so far.
Well, looking over some of these stats, I was shocked to see that the possession time has been pretty close. Valdosta State has had it 15 minutes, 26 seconds. And Henderson State has had it 14 minutes. So, I mean, not much difference at all as far as possession. It's just the Blazers seem to be able to do more with the ball.
Yeah, that time of possession was very pretty much equal in the first half as we see Bishop kick the ball out of bounds, and the Reddies will take over at the 35-yard line. You know, this is the 4th meeting between Henderson State and Valdosta State. And Valdosta State is the only team that only Division II team anyway that the Reddies have played at least 3 times and have not beat. The only other teams that they played 3 times and have not beat are Division I teams now. They are Arkansas and I think Vanderbilt. And when they did beat those teams, you know, that was way back in, you know, 1909, 1924, I think. So, I mean, the Reddies really have had trouble with this Valdosta State team, and I don't think they're quite ready for the Blazers as of yet, as we see number 9 take the ball outside, Sheldon Grant, and he's limited to minimal gain. I think he picks up 3 on the play.
He was met by a wall of Blazers on that play.
Stop was made by number 56, Vic Miller.
You know, the Blazers have continued to show excellent pursuit. You know, I remember, you know, playing ball, that was something we always had to do, that defense pursuit drill. After we had went through all of our drills, you know, scouted other teams' offense, whatever, we always did pursuit drill. And I think that's something that the Blazers have done excellent here in this throughout this entire ball game. You're not just seeing one player make a play when the tackle is made. As we see a false start there by number 75, Strati Flutsis for the Reddies. But yeah, you're not just seeing one player make a tackle. We're seeing a lot of gain tackles, and even if the times that we do see one player bring a defender down, down the offense, excuse me, we are also seeing 7, 8 guys in the screen. So that's something that's very important. You know, I know coaches preach that. I know ever since I played, you always hear that if you don't make the tackle, get around the tackle. You got to be there in the tackle. And I think the Blazers are doing an excellent job of pursuing the players here for the Henderson State Reddies.
There was a correction. It was number 76, George Giles, that had the illegal procedure for Henderson State.
Rosar hands off to Sheldon Grant, and once again, folks, that Blazer defense says, no, you're not going to run the ball against us. As a host of Blazer defenders made a stop, and it's just They're just making tremendous play. No, he tries to go up the field, but he sees no hole. He bounces outside, and there you see Mike Williams, lead the charge as the Blazers bring him down after he gains no yardage on the play.
Well, that's the thing I love about the Blazer defense. I mean, you can see so much, coverage, and they're closing up all these holes, not leaving these big gaps for players to slip through.
These guys really do swarm. 3rd down and 11 for the Reddies. Blitz coming, speed. Oh, he runs by the defender, but Mike Williams says, no, they don't give up the big yardage. Speed comes in, he blitzes, and he runs right by the running back. But Mike Williams comes in and makes a great tackle.
Antonio Speed, if you notice, he got back there really quick.
There you see Mike Williams just meet him, and he just drills number 23, Anthony Wright. And the Reddies will be punting this time. Number 4, Eric Doggett, back to receive the punt. And the punt is off. Doggett catches the ball off the bounce at the 30-yard line. Cuts back at the 35. And Doggett is brought down at the 39-yard line.
Once again with that
9-yard return.
Once again with that punt, I mean, it had a lot of hang time, just not making the distance at all.
That was a nice return by Doggett there, but I think he could have had, even a greater return had he, attacked the ball. A lot of times, the players back receiving the punts and kicks, they want to, judge the ball and, make sure that they don't run up on it too quick. And but I think on that particular time, that particular punt, if he had, gone after the ball instead of waiting on the ball, I think he could have had a much more, substantial gain.
Yeah, it's a hard call because if that ball gets behind you and you're, it's going to take you a lot longer to get back to it.
Right.
And you're going to wind yourself up in big trouble.
But he does play it safe, and the Blazers take the ball 1st and 10 at the 39. Chronic rolls out. He gets by a defender. And Chronic is out of bounds at the 47-yard line. He's chased out of bounds by number 46, Cal Hamby for the Reddies.
Not saying that Chronic's playing smart, though. I mean, he kept it safe with that one. Instead of dropping back, if you watch right here, it almost looked like he was fixing to chunk the ball to get rid of it, like a Henderson State's done a few times, but he decided to keep it and run with it and get out of bounds. He got in a little bit of trouble right there and decided to just turn up field, get as much yardage as he can.
Something that you see Chronic did late there is he tucked the ball up, but, a lot of time Chronic rolls out and he has the ball in one hand as we see him hand off here to Marcus Ray. Marcus Ray around the end crosses the 50-yard line and he punishes the tacklers. Number 3, the Carlos Bellamy, the linebacker for the Reddies, brings him down, but Marcus Ray goes in with a strong run. First down for the Blazers. There you see Marcus Ray getting outside. And he just goes right in, hey, you're going to hit me, take me on, baby, but I'm going to run the ball. And that's what you like to see in a running back.
It's nice to see Chronic following through, too, on these plays. I mean, when he does, the hands off and everything, he's still following through and acting like he's going back for the pass.
Right.
Instead of just standing there after the play.
Yeah, selling that fake is very important. There he hands off to Ray.
And we do have a flag on the play.
Ray's at the 35, but we'll see what the penalty is, and this might be holding against the Blazers, and that's what it is, folks. Most of the time you see that umpire throw that flag out, hey, it's holding on the offense. But once again, a nice run by Marcus Ray on that play. Fortunately for the Blazers, it'll be coming back with the holding penalty.
The refs have definitely been on top of things this game.
I must agree. This is one game where, they've been on top of all the calls. There haven't been too many coaches out fussing with the calls that have been made because, hey, they made the calls that need to be made, and they've let the teams play. But when the call needs to be made, they made it, and they've been right on top of their game. So I would really like to commend these referees for the effort that they have put forth in this game.
I know a lot of times people get upset with the refs because it appears to be one-sided. It's just they keep on penaltying one team after another. But I mean, if you got to watch, you got to get down there and look. I mean, and watch. And usually 9 times out of 10, the teams are actually making these penalties that the refs are calling.
So now it stands. It's 1st down and 22 for the Blazers from their 45-yard line. Chronic sells the fake. He holds the defenders off. He throws down the field, and number 87, folks. Adam Brown makes an excellent play. He has one man to beat, and he crosses them over. Touchdown, Adam Brown. The 6'5", 185-pound freshman from Marietta, Georgia, makes an excellent open field tackle, folks.
That's one thing I've noticed so far about this game. Have you noticed the amount of freshmen that the Blazers have been putting in? I mean, this has been, you can tell that the coach is getting really comfortable, and we've got this nice score lead that we're able to put these freshmen in.
Excuse me, I said open field tackle on the play. He made, the tackle or miss on the play, made a nice open field move right here as he cuts back between the defenders. You see a nice, excellent concentration on that pass. He pushes the defender to the side, cuts back across the field, and Adam Brown goes in for the touchdown.
Whoa, bad snap. Very bad snap. Way over his head. Looks like he's in some trouble. He passes the ball. Okay, way over the end zone. He pretty much got rid of that one.
Well, we see that Coach Kelly, he's not pleased with that play, but he really is pleased with, that touchdown. That was an excellent effort there by, Adam Brown. And, that's another freshman that comes in and makes a tremendous play. And we've, touched on this quite a few times, but it's just, so important. And, it gives the players as well as coaches something to look forward to, because you see these freshmen and sophomores, along with a couple of seniors, making tremendous plays and playing a tremendous role in this game. And it just really, gives you something to look forward to, not only for, for years to come, but for, this season here at hand.
I don't think Coach Kelly looked like he was too worried about that one.
Yeah. Hey, I got a 36-point lead, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. I better win this game. We'll see if Andy Bishop can keep the ball in play this time, as the past 2 times he's kicked the ball off. He's kicked it out of bounds, and the Reddies have taken over at the 35-yard line. Kick is off.
Appears it's going to be out of bounds again.
And once again, folks, Reddies receive pretty decent field position at the 35-yard line. I don't know exactly what it is, but Bishop just cannot keep the ball. Every time it goes out in the same area, same side of the field. And I think he might be hooking the ball or whatever, but hopefully he can work on that, and improve in that aspect of the game.
I'm going to cut the kickers a little bit of slack, though. I mean, they've definitely turned, a 180 from the last couple of games.
Oh, yes, definitely. Much improvement here. And we'll see if we have another change at quarterback. And Jimbo Rozar is in on this possession.
Seems like on the kickoff, we should just give them the ball on the 35.
Basically what we're doing, huh? 1st and 10. Rozar hands off to number 9. And, hey, he is met, folks. 1, 2, 3. Number 37 for the Blazers, Demiki Williams. Number 46, Mike Williams. And number 32, Reggie Cockrum. They are all in there on the play. Not fooled at all.
Reggie Cockrum and Demiki Williams on the snap.
There you see it, 1 tackler, 2, 3. Folks, that is just excellent defense, pursuit by the defense.
Henderson State, Sheldon Grant, that's a stocky running back they've got.
I'm kind of wondering, being down 36 points, why they are still just simply tossing the ball and running, from sideline to sideline.
Henderson State needs big plays right now, a lot of passing.
Right, they've not attempted to go downfield with the ball. And there we see another handoff, and number 26 cuts the ball in. He makes it up to the 34-yard line. Gain of 3 yards.
26 is going to be Sam Blocker.
Yeah, he was tackled by Barzalowskis on the play. Barzalowskis has been a tremendous defensive lineman. He's played excellent all throughout the season. I know we only played 2 games, and with this being the 3rd, but Barzalowskis has done an excellent job. He's been one of the best defensive linemen, for us this season so far, although all of them have been playing very well. 3rd down and 11 for the Reddies, and they run the draw play. Speed out and speed. He misses the tackle, but number 20 for the Blazers, Sid Dickerson, steps up and makes the play.
Once again, you got a whole herd of Blazer defensive guys right there, on the ball every time.
Yeah, big Willie Caldwell's assist. And once again, another nice job by the Blazers. They're getting to that ball. There you see Willie coming in behind, along with Reggie Cockrum. Once again, you got 3 guys in right there making that play. They are getting to the ball. And we have an injured player down on the field for the Henderson State Reddies. Timeout on the field.
Free admission to next Thursday's Gulf South Conference volleyball match between your Lady Blazers and West Alabama. First serve will be at 7 o'clock in the complex.
hopefully the injury won't be anything serious.
So hold on to your ticket stub and be in the complex Thursday night for exciting volleyball action.
And we are 39-3 here with 1:32 left in the third quarter.
Valdosta State University, Georgia's regional partner, in tune with the technological age. State-of-the-art computer labs as well as online learning experiences ensure Valdosta State students earn a high-tech education. From distance learning to on-site instruction, the VSU campus is connected to tomorrow, offering a premier educational experience that can't be matched. Valdosta State University is Georgia's regional partner.
Okay, we're back here as we see the Henderson State Ready defender being helped off the field. Excuse me, offensive lineman, he's being helped off the field.
Looks like it could have been his arm.
Number 52, Keith Lilly. He's a 5'11", 255-pound sophomore from Little Rock, Arkansas. Hopefully this guy from Little Rock is all right.
He is holding that right arm. I think that's what he may have injured.
And
hate to see these guys get injured on this evening.
The Reddies will be punting on this play. And once again, Eric Doggett is back deep to receive.
Let's see if this punt's going to be same as usual, high hang time, but not kind of short on the distance.
It seems it's taking a little longer. I don't know why, to get the play off, but nice snap. Blazers come in and play is not blocked, but it's not too good of a punt. However, they do get a nice roll. I think they should go over and, just, thank their ball because that was about, a 20, 25-yard punt, and they get like a 13, 14-yard roll in the play. So it turns out to be a pretty nice punt for the Reddies.
We got to get these Blazers to dive on that ball when it's like that. I mean, of course, right now it's not that important. But they just got to learn to dive on that ball to give us that extra bit of field position.
Folks, now we have a change at the quarterback position for the Valdosta State Blazers. Number 10, Ken Barnett, a 6'1", 200-pound freshman from Lincolnton, Georgia, is in at QB.
Once again, like we said earlier, here we got another freshman back in the game,
And he hands off to number 28, Travis Francis, on the play. Francis held to a minimal gain. I think this is very important, a nice time for a young quarterback to get in and get some experience. A lot of people may have been expecting to see Lewis Greer on tonight, but Lewis Greer was not able to attend this game. He and another player, Tommy George, were suspended, not for any legal reasons, but, just a few mistakes they made with the team, as we see pass incomplete intended for number 87, Adam Brown. But, Lewis and Tommy George, they will be back on next week. It wasn't anything, major outside of the football team that caused the suspension, but, just a few things they did wrong with the team. And they will be back. Coach Kelly said they will definitely be back on next week. And, hopefully they'll rebound and, pick back up where they left off, because Lewis was doing very well for the team. He's a guy that just came in, didn't get a whole lot of time in training camp. But he will be a bright spot for this offense, as we see Travis Francis break outside and make tacklers miss. Travis is brought down by number 33 along with number 35, Justin Casey and Torrey Nelson.
Torrey Nelson and Justin Casey on the stop.
And we're winding down here in the third quarter. Got 7 seconds left on the clock.
That's a first down on that play by Travis Francis as the Blazers continue to move the ball. Excellent run there by Francis.
That's one thing I've noticed about Henderson State's defense is their guys tend to break down. And, they're not getting close enough, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter.
Okay, we head to the fourth quarter with the Valdosta State Blazers leading by 36 points here in Death Valley.
What's wrong, Mrs. Jenkins? Come on, you can tell me.
Well, there's no funding for the new reading program, and I've tried everything and nothing works. It's not fair. Nobody ever gives me funding.
When adults run out of ideas, they can feel as frustrated as kids. ConnectForKids.org has thousands of resources for helping kids in your community.
Mrs. Jenkins, holding your breath is not going to get you any more funding.
ConnectForKids.org. Guidance for grown-ups.
Even if it runs on electricity, it runs on fuel. Because most electricity comes from burning fossil fuels. Fortunately, appliances with the Energy Star label are more efficient for lower utility bills and a cleaner environment.
Brian came to school and he wanted to come to school. Brian just needed a friend, so we paired him with a community leader. This man, taking his time, meant more than anything.
Point a kid in the right direction. This is General Colin Powell of America's Promise. Call us and help keep America's Promise.
Ever wonder why you don't have anything saved for the future? Is it part of a larger conspiracy? Or is it that you aren't putting your money in a safe, secure place? Try U.S. savings bonds. For as little as $25, you could be earning competitive rates. And with the new Easy Saver plan, you can purchase U.S. savings bonds automatically from your checking or savings account before they get to it.
Here back at Death Valley, where the Blazers lead the Henderson State Reddies by a score of 39-3. Barnett quarterbacking the Blazers at this time. And he drops back to pass. Barnett looks downfield. He maintains his poise, turns the ball upfield, and he is brought down at the 44-yard line.
You know, Henderson State's really going to have to do something. They're going to have to change their team big time to catch up to the Blazers right now.
Number 58, Shaitan Brown, and number 46, Kyle Hamby, joined together to bring Barnett down. But, you know, something that we can mention here is, you know, we talked about the youth that have been playing for the Blazers. Henderson State has a squad that features 26 freshmen also. So they are also a very young team. And then we have a false start by number 73 on the Blazers, Justin Sanderson. But, you know, they have a very young team. They're also pretty much new to the conference. They joined the GSC, the Gulf South Conference, in 1993 after they left the NAIA and the Arkansas Intercollegiate Conference. And, you know, since they've been here, they have not been very successful. As aforementioned, you know, last year they haven't had an overall record of 2-9, finishing 1-8 in the Gulf South Conference, which was basically, you know, ninth last position. So they're a team that has a lot of growing to do. You know, they're fairly new to the conference, and with a young team, they have a lot of, you know, improving to do, and that's something that I feel that the people there at Henderson State will consider with, you know, the new coach and the new coaching staff. As there we see Travis Francis bounce outside to the 44-yard line.
And number 46, Kyle Hamby on the stop for Henderson State.
He was stopped by number 46, Kyle Hamby from Henderson State.
There you see Travis make a defender miss, and that's something that he does very well.
And one thing I noticed also that Ken Barnett is doing is he's not going through the fakes as well as Chronic is.
There you see Travis Francis get an excellent gain. He's down at the 33-yard line as he makes number 28, Jeff Browning, the defensive back, senior from Camden, Arkansas. He makes a miss on the play. Excellent job of running in the open field by Travis Francis, and the Blazers continue to move the ball. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Valdosta State Blazers. There you see him just shake the defender off and, you know, go for it for another 3 or 4 yards.
That goes back to what I was saying earlier. A lot of defense will sit there and they'll watch the shoulders when they're going in for a tackle, and that's how you get, you know, that's how you get juked and messed up. You know, you got to watch that belt line because you can't turn your hips one way and go the other direction.
Exactly.
But you can do that with the shoulders. That's going to be a offsides.
Once again, you know, like I say, Coach Kelly is not at all, you know, enthused about these penalties. But what we have here, you have a new quarterback in. We've had some changes made in the offensive lines, you know, some more guys gaining experience. So what's happened is, you know, the continuity or the blend, you know, that was established, you know, with Nathan Chronic and the starting offensive lineman, you know, that's no longer there with the changes that have been made. So I think, you know, this is mistakes that, you know, you probably will see with any team in any league, you know, when you make changes such as these. As the Blazers now face a 1st down and 15 at the 40-yard line. And we have another penalty, dead ball penalty, and the Blazers will continue to back up.
Ooh, Coach Kelly doesn't appear to be too happy about that one. Yeah, it looks like Coach Kelly's definitely going to take care of business here on this one.
Yes,
I think he's had all he can take.
We mentioned the penalties that the Blazers has faced, and talking to Coach Kelly earlier this week, that's something that he definitely wanted to eliminate. The numerous penalties, and they might be 5-yard penalties that we're seeing here, but he's still not at all happy about those. Cronic has time. He maintains his poise, stays back, he drops back deep, looking to throw the ball, and that ball is well underthrown.
There was no one around that ball.
Folks, Elliot Burks, although he made tremendous efforts to get the ball, in doing so, he runs right out of his shoes.
He's not a track star. I think Barnett was just trying to get rid of that when he got a little nervous. Got into some trouble.
Fortunately, there wasn't a turnover for the Blazers. Marcus Ray comes back into the ball game along with fullback Daniel Carter. Ball on the 45-yard line. Barnett takes the snap, hands off to Marcus Ray, and Marcus Ray powers his way forward for a 4-yard gain. Brought down at the 41-yard line. Bringing up a 3rd and 16 for the Blazers.
Score still remaining, 39 Blazers, Henderson State 3.
Brian, looking at that Henderson State huddle, you can see that, the Blazers have done, pretty much what they have wanted to do. They have worn that defense out. The guys aren't even together in the huddle. You see them there standing with their hands, just drop back as Barnett is brought down and sacked by the Reddy defense. Number 25 coming in making the play, Anthony Smith. But that defense, there you see number 96, he just been over there, Tyrone Wilson. He just worn out because they have ran the ball so well, and Blazers continue to do an excellent job there against Anthony Wilson, but Tyrone Wilson. But they have really worn this defense of the Henderson State. They really worn them down.
Just under 11 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
Punt team comes on. And number 7, Eric Anderson back to receive. And folks, Ken Barnett punts the ball. Believe it or not, folks, he's at the ball's at the 48-yard line. Ken Barnett punts the ball for 8 yards. And we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened then, but I don't think that was too much of a bright spot for Ken.
No, definitely not. I think Ken still got a little bit of the jitters playing receiver and quarterback and punter on this one.
Blazer Bland showing some enthusiasm as they're very proud of their Blazer football team for the 39-3 victory. The 39-3 lead. I'm getting a little ahead of myself that the Blazers have right now. Number 26 tries to bounce outside, and he is met by number 23 for the Blazers, Derek Bradley. He's also a freshman that's 5'9", 176 pounds from right here in Valdosta, Georgia.
That was a hard hit by Derek Bradley. You could hear it from all the way up here.
There you see the runner. He escapes a couple of tackles, gets outside. But like you said, that's a nice tackle there made by Bradley.
It was a great form tackle. He broke down, he dropped down low, and that's one of the main things. You got to get up under him. If you don't get up under him, they're going to run right over you every time.
Exactly. Got to lock those legs up. 2nd down and 5 at the 45-yard line. There you see the Blazer defense not give up much on the run.
Sean Sanders made the stop for the Blazers.
Sanders making the stop on the tackle, and as the Blazers only give up a 1-yard gain.
At the end of the third quarter, we got some passing yardage stats back. We got 146 yards for Valdosta State, which is really excellent, and 25 yards for Henderson State passing.
Once again, we see up to this point, Mike Christopher has put out another tremendous performance with 14 carries, for 105 yards. So this is, 2 consecutive 100-yard performance that he's had, and I think that's very, very important, very good for the Blazer offense, a big-time bright spot.
Craig Hodge and Tony Barnes on the stop for Valdosta State.
as Hodge and Barnes make the stop, we see Eric Anderson, come off the field. Some injury. I think it's his shoulder. Might have had his shoulder might have been popped out of place momentarily as we have a timeout on the field. And that's really hurting him. That's a painful, thing to have happen. 39-3, Valdosta State Blazers.
All right, looks like he's going to be walking off the field right now. Once again, if you look at the possession time here at the end of the third quarter, it's still very, very close. We got Valdosta State with 22 minutes, 49 seconds, and we got Henderson State with 22:11 seconds. Still, just amazingly close as far as possession time. Set back for the kick.
Kick is off, and Beatles back to make the catch. He catches the ball at the 14. He's outside. Beatles crosses the 20. He's at the 25-yard line. Beatles is pushed out of bounds right there at the 27-yard line. Nice return by Beatles. But and back to that time of possession, what that shows is the Blazers have 39 points, and the unfortunately the Henderson State Reddies only have 3. They've had the ball over 22 minutes, but the Blazers are striking quick with the ball. They've had numerous more possessions than Henderson State has had, and they've capitalized more on their possessions, and they haven't taken as much time. Ken Barnett heads off to Travis Francis, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line. Excuse me, the 35.
Speaking of Reddies, I did some research and found out exactly what a Reddie is.
And what is it?
Reddie, I looked it up in the dictionary, looked for it. I couldn't find it, so I had to ask one of the Reddies themselves, and I found out it's the spirit of their colors, the red and gray. Reddies, before that, also used to be known as the Red Jackets out of Arkansas.
Travis Francis once again on the carry. Taking the ball down to the 38, and he's just shy of a first down.
Reddies wound up getting their name, the spirit of the red and gray, from actually an Arkansas newspaper. They printed up a story on them about how they thought they were ready, and they said, these guys are the Reddies, like always being ready, and that's how it wound up getting stuck with them.
Oh man, you don't hear too many stories like that. Travis Francis on the carry again. Unfortunately, Henderson State, these Reddies just were not ready on tonight. As the Blazers have, dominated this ball game. They just have executed tremendously. They had a few more penalties than they may have wanted to have, but for the most part, they've executed it very well.
One thing I've been happy to see with the Blazers, it's been both a defensive and offensive game with the Blazers. Both sides have equally done their job. Sometimes you'll see it one-sided where it's the offense doing all the work or the defense doing all the work.
That's very nice. As we see Barnett fire the ball out to Eric Doggett. Eric crosses midfield as the ball is spotted at the 49-yard line. That was a nice throw there by Barnett. I think those are the type of pass routes and pass plays that help build up a young guy like Barnett, help build up his confidence, help him work on things like timing, and he was very accurate there with that pass. And I think those are very important for a young quarterback like Barnett to get to a run. He sells the fake.
Needs to get out of the backfield.
he's making guys miss. Number 80, Elliott Burks makes several defenders miss, and he is finally brought down by the Reddy defense, but not before he gains the first down.
Worried me a little bit there. He spent an awful long time in the backfield.
Right. Once again, Brandon Sims and Carlos Bellamy in on the tackle. And, Brian, for the most part, I think those are the two names that we've become more familiar with than any, because they pretty much made I want to say half the tackles that the Henderson State Reddies have made. Those guys, you want to see players very active in your defense, but you don't want to see guys with 20 and 30 tackles. As there we see Travis Francis crossing the 30-yard line, brought down at the 26 as he picks up another first down for the Blazers.
One thing Barnett needs to be careful about, if you watch him when he's getting ready to take the snap, he'll cheat back. He'll cheat back a lot with his leg, and he's trying to pull out really quickly. And so you got to be very careful when you're doing that, because I mean that's going to wind up in a fumble if he's not careful.
There we see Travis Francis in that run, being very fundamentally sound as he, trips up and begins to, lose his balance. He puts his hand down, regains his balance, and picks up another 6 yards on the play. Very nice run by Travis. Ball on the 26-yard line for the Blazers. And Marcus Ray gets the ball, runs it right up the gut. And he's brought down at the 22-yard line.
Henderson's defense is on its heels at this point in the game.
Number 46 for the Reddies, Kyle Hamby, along with number 99, Valentin Ijilika, combined on the stop. But the Blazers pick up another 3 yards, and they continue to move the ball. It seems at will against this Reddy defense.
Henderson State's defense right now, I mean, they've just been getting pounded. I mean, they're looking dazed and confused out there.
Hopefully their young coach, Patrick Nix, will, maintain his composure and, look forward to things to come. As there we see Barnett mishandle the snap, and he is brought down by number 40 for the Reddy defense. Sedrick McGee, the freshman linebacker from Tyler, Texas, sacks Ken Barnett on the play, and there's a big loss for the Blazers.
I think someone put a fire under Henderson State on that play.
Blazers don't want to put things in reverse here. Although there's less than 5 minutes, remaining in the game, you still want to put out positive performances. I think it's very important for them, to continue to perform well. As Marcus Ray there is met by a host of Reddy defenders. Leading the start was number 3 Carlos Bellamy and number 33 Justin Casey. Fourth down and 19 now for the Blazers, and you kind of wonder, I mean, you got a 36-point lead, less than 5 minutes remaining. Hey, you might as well go for it.
Well, Henderson State's defense, I mean, they're trying. I mean, they're trying to do the best they can, but it's just a little too late in the game. We're now at 4 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
4th and 19, and Cam Barnett leads the Blazers up to the line as they attempt to convert this fourth down play. Barnett drops back. He gets an excellent block from his fullback, C.J. Johnson. However, the pass is out, and it's incomplete. Complete pass intended for Marcus Ray, but Ray doesn't hang on to the ball, and he was still well short of the first down. So the Henderson State Reddies take over on offense with 3:45 remaining in the first quarter.
That's one thing. If you notice, he tried to turn upfield before he even had the ball tucked in, securely. And that's one thing you got to watch for. I mean, the coaches need to preach that to him, to follow the ball, get it in, lock it in your arms securely, then turn upfield. When you try to do it all in one motion, it just doesn't work.
7 p.m. next Saturday.
Jimbo Rozar in at quarterback. One back set. He hands the ball off to number 9, Sheldon Grant. And Grant is brought down by number 45, Mike Fowler. 5'10", 205 freshman that from Poulon, Georgia, that the Blazers, are really looking forward to his performances, and he's really done very well for the Blazers. In fact, he's had like 2 or 3 tackles here tonight, and that's another bright spot. With all these young guys just performing so well, I think that's a very, very bright spot for the Blazer coaching staff. And the draw play to Sheldon Grant. Sheldon Grant has a lot of daylight in front of him. He's at midfield. He's crossed the 40. He's down at the 43-yard line as he's ran down by number 45, Mike Fowler. There you see the draw play, just set up perfectly as he gets out by J.T. Fuller, and once he gets past him, he has plenty of grass in front of him. He's finally brought down there by, number 45, Mike Fowler. But nice play by the Reddies there. And once again, they bounce it outside. He's at the 40. Number 26, Derek Braxton, number 26.
Reddies appeared to be running a little bit different of an offense than they have prior to the rest of the game.
And the clock continues to melt down. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the ball game. Hopefully the Blazer defense will still, stay up on this P's and Q's as we see a blitz come in right there. But still they hand the ball off. Oh, man, excellent run by number 23, Anthony Wright. Anthony runs right over number 24 for the Blazers, Joe Robinson. That's one highlight that he definitely won't want to be reminded of, but I'm sure none of the teammates will forget that one.
He definitely hit him hard. He's probably wondering what the number of that truck was.
Second down and three for the Reddies. Anthony Wright, the long setback for the Reddies. And he's giving the ball again. Anthony Wright that time is met by number 45 for the Blazers. Mike Fowler comes in and makes a tremendous tackle. I guess Mike kind of says, hey, you're not going to do that to me.
Anthony Wright, the ball carrier.
Mike Fowler, he's a freshman. And he's also, Mike Fowler is one of those guys that's very solid. He's only 5'10", but he is 205 pounds. 5'10", 205 pounds, that's pretty solid. This guy's, nice, very well cut. And, he's a very strong guy.
Sounds like he's been eating his Wheaties.
Hey, with those workouts that the coaches have these Blazers going through, I think we probably be somewhere close to, that size too. As we see the Henderson State guys run the ball down and they're inside the 5. Sheldon Grant with a nice carry on the play.
Oh, the training programs they have these players on is excellent.
Folks, they're on the sideline. One of the Blazers are down. We can't see exactly who it is just yet, but I see the coaches. He's not on the playing field. He's out on the sidelines, and the training staff and everyone is around him right now. And can't see just who it is, but one of the Blazers has sustained some type of injury.
With 54 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, score is 39 Blazers and Henderson State 3.
Well, it looks like the Blazers will do something very positive, moving their season opening record at home, in conference play up to 7-2 as they'll go on and 54 seconds they'll receive their first victory of the season for Gulf South Conference play, and that's very important for them. Injured player for the Blazers was number 25, Ryan Rackley. He seems to be okay. He's up, and the Reddies have brought the ball back up to the line. They have 1st and 5 at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. See if these Blazers can just deny these Reddies a touchdown. They haven't given up a touchdown on this night, and hopefully they won't give one up in these last 54 seconds. Blazer defense makes an excellent read. Pursuit is excellent.
Fumble. There was I don't know if he was down or not.
Number 45, Mike Fowler, makes an excellent tackle. Out in the open field, the guy was down, but that was an excellent tackle made on that play. In fact, the Henderson State running back lost yards. Is now the ball is down, moved back to the 7-yard line. 24 seconds remaining in the game. And Sheldon Grant is once again stopped. And, folks, that might just be the last play of the game. 14 seconds left, and the clock steady running.
Down to 10 seconds now.
5, 4, 3. And here from Death Valley, the Blazers has opened up the Gulf South Conference play with a 39-3 victory over the Henderson State Reddies. This is an excellent game played by the Blazers. They capitalized on several opportunities. They ran the ball excellently, eliminated turnovers, and that's one of the things that Coach Kelly felt that was very important for them. They had to eliminate the costly mistakes that have plagued them in both their early season games. The offense, defense, special teams have all been, played very well on tonight, and the penalties were not a problem for the Blazers as they cut down on them tonight and are victorious in their season opener in the Gulf South Conference.
I'm sure Coach Kelly is definitely pleased to have this one and all the Blazers to have this one under their belt with a score of 39-3 being the final.
Well, there as you see the Blazers go over and greet the Henderson State Reddies. We'd like to say thank you for joining us tonight on VSU-TV 12, and we'll be back next week as the Blazers have Family Day here at Valdosta State University. So for Brian Dowdy, I'm Keith Fuller, and from all of us here at VSU-TV 12, have a good night.